could mention every single player on the side of DarkZero, I feel like, with their star quality, but the same could go for CAG as well. We've seen them have great moments so far inside this tournament. They'll have to once again do it here inside this best of 3.
Indeed they will, and DarkZero versus CAG by VARREL. This is the match to qualify towards top 8. Two titans of their regions. The best team coming out of APAC North versus probably the best team in North America, at least as far as international results go, the reigning major champions. DarkZero will be the favorites in almost every game that they enter through these next couple of weeks. But Dave, here on Lair, CAG's map pick, what do they need to do to break through from DarkZero, especially looking at some of these operator bans?
Really make them uncomfortable. I feel like the key thing about in this top level of Siege is being able to make sure your opponent has no idea what you actually want to end the round with. So making sure you're keeping them on the back foot and unaware with what pressure you're putting, because all of that is giving them a read to where you want to end. So they really have to make sure, because you saw in that game yesterday how well CAG could play when all gamers were literally telling them exactly where they wanted to go, exactly where they wanted to push. You were able to read into that. So CAG need to make sure they can hide their initial plans and really seal that in with their pressure and make plays to make DarkZero very uncomfortable here. We're going to see Ops coming out first. Well, Mira, Tachanka, you're going to see Nick Jr. on Tachanka a lot. Tachanka being one of the best operators and him being extremely lethal with that Tachanka gun too. You're going to see the Goyo coming out, the smoke, a lot of denial here, especially with the Wamai. CAG need to make sure they're really smart with their time right now.
This Mira pick is kind of interesting too. We don't really see DarkZero run a lot of Mira on this top floor. They obviously love the stall potential of Goyo, Smoke, Tachanka. That's a combination they've run many times, but the Mira might be a bit of a new look that CAG won't have been expecting from some of the practice that they've been going over. Looking at this first attack, Dave, they're going to try to be making some kind of an entrance. I like Zaka here on the Rara as well. This is a strat we've seen be kind of popularized recently from some of the top teams.
Yeah, the Roar is really good just to be able to cut the doors off right now, especially since it's so quick now. It used to be a little bit slower.
Right.
And now the best part is how slow it is for the defense to actually open the door back up, that it really gives you time to be aware of that. Good to see the Dane was coming up below too. The Grimby's going to be good for the Ops extension. They're going to have the Ace here, so we're going to have to watch for that. Going to be low breach. They have 2 impacts to stop that right now, and the Lamindis to counter. So CAG are going to have to be careful here with their Ops clear on this mirror right now.
Oh, and already the Tachanka player coming out. You said it, NJR, probably the best Tachanka player in the world. He's facing some pressure from down below. He's got to be careful about where he's standing. And Jane, I know, will actually be the first one to go down. They're inside of Ops, fighting it hard. They're getting a lot of these frags, but Faults, the captain, is there from behind to be able to make sure that it doesn't go unpunished. Operations control under the hand of CAG, but Dave, it was expensive.
Yeah, a lot lost, no breaching left. It's going to be a difficult round, you know. It's going to end probably in the display side walk here. Great kill from Chibusu right now.
Just on 2v3. The bathroom window. Kino and Fault's the last 2 alive here from DarkZero. They've got so much time, 90 seconds up. The mask wall will remain closed, but what's the win con for DarkZero?
Win con for DarkZero is to try to get this into the end round right now, not bleed a pick back and try to play for a kill here. The Damo Shack's good to go right now. Full needs to help Kino on this top mess position. He's going to get Grim beat. He's going to get pushed back. Looks like they're going towards the top green side right now. I wonder if they have info here. They're already close on B door. They're going to look to double up through here.
This is what you wanted to see, right? CAG not being obvious with where they're pushing from. This is a good example of that. Pressure towards Ops, pressure towards display. Now they're here in the storage hallway. They're starting to use some of these Goyo canisters, though. The stall potential on DarkZero is really strong with their lineup.
Yep. Troop staying below right now. CAG really don't know where they want to end right now, going back and forth here. And this is a hard... Oh, they might get a kill on Ops side. Running through. Bolts gets out here, okay?
They spot Kino's position. They've got him on a ping. They might not know exactly on Faults, but yeah, they track him on the Damo, so they'll apply this vert pressure over towards the hatch. They want to be able to take down Faults, but he's just moving a little bit too quickly there on the top floor. Kino still inside a bathroom. Close angle with this shotgun. Faults does find that frag with a TCSG, but it's immediately traded back. Close with the shotgun. Kino doesn't lose those fights often. Takes down one, and it's a 1v1. Didi, the captain of CAG, completes the plant, and now it's going to come down to one final fight, and Didi does it better. Hits the headshot, and CAG, they go up 1-0.
Very clean round right there. Very nice. They were calm in the end round. They were still a little bit split up right there. Could have gotten bad, but that was a great round from CAG.
Yeah, really good job, I think, getting those early picks over towards Ops. They didn't stall out when they saw the Tachanka, the Mira window. They did a great job, again, of keeping their final position really hard to predict from DarkZero too. So a good start from CAG.
Of course, and you see right there walking through the flames, taking initiative. That's what they're going to need to do on this attacking half to really throw DarkZero off here.
I like it from DD too, be able to step up and get those 2 important kills. This guy was the coach of CAG for a little while, and he moved to the player position, and he's had some games internationally where he hasn't dropped the most kills. He's missed some shots, but I thought he was great here today. All tournament long, he's been putting in work for these guys.
That's fine, I'll do it myself. Gonna be seeing the default bunks extension right now. Should have at least one site player right now. The Warder and the Soul is coming out up top. You're going to see the smoke too, just to be able to deny the top side split and the side plants right now.
Yep.
Bringing the Nook. Gonna want to see how they use the Nook to walk. Probably might do a ops walk here. Thermite's going to be good to just get the wall open. They're going to have the Sens too, because you usually like to use the Sens inside the site to cut the holes up top off to counter the Warden out here.
Yep.
But they're going to be bringing the Soul's impacts to stop that here, and the smoke canisters will help with that.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Shoe wants to do with this Nook, because I feel like it's not an operator that we see too often at all in Siege, but on this map in particular, he might be trying to come in maybe through the armory side and make some kind of a play on the main floor.
Especially since the silent step is gone. That used to be one of Nook's best abilities. Gonna be doing a fast site walk right now. Probably gonna do an early side OPK into a plant.
Thinking this one might end kind of early.
Yes,
of course.
it will, Jesse.
Everybody from DarkZero except for Newers extending on towards that top floor. So Newers is going to have to be really good as the solo anchor player. This is how most teams play this bomb site now, with only one player on site and everybody else coming up top. Sharif has moved his way through, past a couple of default cams, making his way towards the A door.
We'll see him on this.
They might see him. That's a good point. The Solus up above will be able to track that gadget if Sharif has it active. So he's walking forward now. Makes his way into sight. NJR's not using it, but they've just watched the vert angle, so that's the game given away. NJR, not a kill, but you stopped that shenanigan.
Exactly. Very good cover from the top side right there.
And now NJR will be aware of the Nook's position. He's going to use this gadget to make sure that he doesn't creep in from any other angles. There is pressure on the top floor. Of course, the key of this bomb site is to be able to force that plant down while you're still pressuring up above. You can also see teams go for full top floor clears. Do you expect to see that out of CAG this time?
They're looking to go for the site ISO here, so I feel like they're going to have to kind of cut off their initial plan right now and work something here. Going to open the green wall right now, working Nuclear in the site. Nuclear needs to play his life here. Using the smokes to stall out, going to be very good. Shirip going op side, right, or lower med side. Drone on Fultz right now. Should be a kill for Shirip if Fultz doesn't win this.
Fultz needs to be so good. They've got perfect information. A pre-fire comes through. Shirip does not lose those. Excellent play on the Nook to get the man advantage over for CAG. Now they can start working more of these picks up on the top floor. J90 ready for the Nook play, but he also loses the gunfight. Not able to hit the head. Back-to-back headshots. Zaka with one to NJR. It's all falling apart for DZ on the top floor. Newer is now desperate to peek out of sight, try to work a pick back for his team, but he's being caught on a drone. The information is flowing from CAG outside the breach. They've got Anaton watching Newers, dealing him down to 1 HP. Kino's fighting for his life on the top floor. Will take down Zaka. Bit of an isolated fight for CAG. They've got to be careful they don't give up too many of these picks, because things can start to spiral out of control fast when you're up against DarkZero. But Shu Reap, what a tournament he's having. A triple kill on the round, finally downed by Kino here in the 1v4. No doubt one of the most clutch players in the world. Kino has a lot to do in this one as DD starts to plant. The position's being held by Anaton with the shotgun. Kino's shotty is better. Still more angles to push past. This sends walls makes it so awkward to know the player position's on the attack. Kino makes his way down, just misses the head. That's going to make it really tough in the 1v2. And DD with the final frag once again. It's 2-0 CAG. Great
round from CAG right there. DZ seem a little split up right now, giving away a lot of isolated fights here. I'm looking to see them kind of consolidate here, because CAG is just working very slow from outside the building. Shroop's really the only main piece inside the map right there. So they're just giving away these free bodies right now. I'd like to see DZ tighten up here. Early timeout coming out.
I'll call out already, yeah, choosing to make this timeout. Down 2-0 early on the defensive layer is not a position that I think DarkZero expected to be in. If you're call out, what's the main thing you're telling the guys right now?
Honestly, what I just said, they're giving away kills extremely split up right now. You expect to see them fight together and really make pressure on CAG here. Sparky also giving info into CAG.
Of course, Sparky, the head coach of CAG, the Italian coach coming in here for Cyclops. Sparky, fun fact, was born on the exact same day as Newers, May 28th, 2003. That was exactly 1 year after J90 was born, May 28th, 2002. So 3 people in this match sharing the same birthday. Dave, you don't see that too often.
You don't. ED looking very locked in right there.
Again, DD's got so much experience as the coach. He's now the IGL for CAG, so he does a lot of that calling. He's been good in the late rounds so far for Cyclops, able to get them this 2-man lead. Is there any individual you're looking to step up on DarkZero that maybe contest DD's success so far in the late round?
I think in the late round it's going to be onto NJR and Kino here, and I think for their opening game it's going to be onto Newers and Jane. I know they really shut down Shirip here.
Yep. Well, we will go down to the bottom floor. Some teams run this as a secondary, but I feel like it's becoming more common to run bunks as a secondary, and this is a tertiary. How do you feel about this site overall, Dave?
This site, it gets very difficult because if you give a lot of space on the top, it becomes easy for the team to split horizontal side. But then if you play too hard horizontally, the vert's very oppressive on this map too, especially with the ram coming out.
Yeah.
And if you have these info ops up, the clear becomes extremely strong because you have the Dokubo, you have the Deimos to track people, and then you can honestly run a slow clear, and then you have a great late round execute with going through the backside here.
Well, it's an early lead for CAG. DarkZero, again, undefeated on Lair, 6-0 record this season. Cyclops themselves, though, they've played this map 10 times already, Dave. They've only lost it once. Many of those matches, of course, against lower-level teams down in APAC North, but still, they are comfortable on this map. They've won it many times already this season. 7-game win streak currently under their belt, so looking to extend that one to 8 here at the Esports World Cup. And also, the map that they sent Shopify Rebellion home on, so don't count that out.
Okay. Shopify's a good Lair team, too, here.
True. It's going to be a full map clear coming through with Chibisu already starting to call on J9O. There's really nobody up here, though, that's trying to find. It looks like everybody from DZ's playing this pretty safe.
Yep. Not going to tank the call, J9O. They put early stock pressure, too. Going to have to look for that late round. You see Fold holding that gap early here. Kino, he has popularized the staircase here on the filter side of playing it. No Azami here, but they have the Omai to help protect him.
That Azami clip from a few months ago was crazy. Anatons's job, as you said, will be to push this guy back. Kino's been finding so much success in this position, but with the shotgun, it can be kind of devastating. He's got a thorn in pocket, too. If Anaton starts to approach him and he starts to make some of that noise, they're going to hit him with a Dokkaebi call pretty quickly here, shooting out that thorn trap. One more still in the pocket of Kino. Here comes the call. Here comes the blitz. That's just going to force him back, but Newers is playing with the Nitro. He takes him down, and that's going to be the shield off the board.
Wow, that's a great play right there from DZ.
Beautifully done. Where did that C4 even come from?
Through the floor to the left here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Beautiful. Those holes right there.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah, that angle for the Nitro.
Try that at home, guys.
Perfectly played. This is the problem with DZ. They've thought of every possibility. They've got so many good strats under their back. Drone hole here giving some information too. As we see Zaka finding this pick back up on defaults, equalize the numbers down to a 4-on-4, and CAG going for a bit of a pivot. DD, the captain, trying to push a little bit more on the south side, get some pressure over and towards Garage, but the team mostly outside of the building, trying to decide where they want to finish. Newers doesn't want that smoke.
Yep. That's info. Good jiggle right there just to help NJR know where he is. DD operating alone outside right now. Looks like we're going to go Garage side here. Walking in Shirip.
NJR is the first one into some trouble. He's sitting here in barrels in a bit of a rat spot. Yeah. I'm not sure if they've droned him out. They certainly haven't. If he's feeling confident to play this position, if he gets behind them. Yeah, J9O trying to draw that attention so that they're pushing in deep. NJR in a brutal position. He could be so good if he times this correctly. His teammates are dying, though. J9O, being the bait, does go down. DD's not pushing this angle anymore. He's going over towards Filter, so NJR has to start making his move. Getting behind the team now. Finds the first, but misses the shots. Flicks over to the right side and takes down Chibisu. Kino's got the finish off on both. That's been massive to come through from DarkZero. 6 seconds on the clock, by the way. NJR in a 1v2. Zaka and DD trying to find their way, but NJR is taking so much damage. Close range with the shotgun. DD ends it again. 3-0 CAG.
What a round. DD stepping up huge. Wow. That was a scrambler right there. Close rounds right here. Close rounds.
It feels like CAG, they're taking a lot of time to set up these pushes. They're doing a great job of being surprising on where they're trying to end. It felt like there was a lot of pressure on the Filter side. They ended up going Garage the last possible seconds. The coordination's been really impressive late here.
And of course, on the attacking side too, Jesse, I feel like we're flipping back into that meta where we've been extremely fast, but now when we're starting to slow up, it really makes the defense kind of worry. And especially in the late round, when you're playing so out of sync, and you just get into that scramble and the comms get riled up, the attack can kind of find these gaps. And as you're seeing, Junior doesn't know where they are. He doesn't know the recruits coming close to him. He knows one's coming down yellow, but they get lost in the gunfights here. A clean sweep, too, from CAG. Great attacking start here.
Yeah, 3-0 through a full site rotation up against the major champions. I told you, Dave, don't count out CAG. They are a team to be afraid of here at the Esports World Cup. They've already taken down some great opponents. We've mentioned it over and over, but eliminating Shopify Rebellion just a few days ago, crushing their key, now having a chance to send DarkZero down to the lower bracket. It's a long series ahead of us.
Yes.
3 full maps. We're only 3 rounds deep. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is as good a start as you could get.
It's a great start. And they're not really finding much intensity in these rounds. DZ, that round was probably one of their best rounds, but the early two, CAG were really in the lead here.
Yeah.
Good to see Shirip on the double shield coming out here.
Oh.
It's going to be a cheeky play here. No breaching. Going to be fast and furious.
This is a spicy lineup coming out from CAG. The no breach top floor lair attack. I'm excited to see how it goes down. You've got the Twitch from DD as well. Try to make some space on those Twitch drones.
Yep.
Maybe deal with some of the utility that's been around here. Those thorn traps have been big. The Mira was brought previously. This time Faults is moving over to the Clash, so that can be an excellent shield counter.
Yes.
I'm worried CAG might not have droned that out.
Of course, usually you're going to hide the Clash here. Going quick on ops right now. Too going to be able to slow. Going to play the C4 over the top right now. Going to see Clash already rotating over here.
Good comms coming out from DarkZero. J90 smart here as well to spot that out and then back up. He does not need to take a 1v1
No
with
match
the
for the
shield.
Clash, though.
This is going to be really tough now. Starting to force back
Great
that
power.
shield. And J90 working with his captain to find the opening frag on a shoe reef. That's going to make things much easier for DarkZero. You cut those shield players down to half. Anaton's still able to push some of these difficult angles over towards storage, but Zaka here in ops, just setting up these air jabs, praying Faults walks in.
And this is a nice mini play, too. You have the Clash stun, and you can C4 over the top right now. Watch for this here.
Be very devastating. J9 was ready for it, but again, CAG, they're not committing to one side of the map to push. They can have players all around the map to try to draw your attention back. So as Zaka's pressuring over towards ops, the rest of the team have got some good drones over towards display, over towards storage. DD getting a lot of sight information now, hunting for some Goyos, but he's not finding any currently.
I want to see what they do off of this. It's a very hard round right now, especially no breaching. They're really forced to split this green side right now. Walking Skybridge here, probably going to have a display hop. Going to double up through top green door. They're flexing off this wall. Great to give them this control. No breaching, so they just really slowed them down here, forcing them through a doorway right now. Going to have a split display side here. Looking to see Kino use the smoke to stop, and they need to rotate this Clash shield to stop the Blackbeard here. Smoking off display.
Yeah, DZ, I mean, reinforcing that storage window, they've clearly read into the lineup. Newers will get down through the floorboards, and seeing that blood, DD will be aware, sees a toe to finish off Newers. That's a great little frag to come through from the captain. Once again, 7-0 from the former head coach of CAG. Now they need to get into the building. Inside a bathroom, jumps in DD. He's got, of course, a shield of Anaton right in front of him. Dealing with this Clash makes it oh so awkward, so the shield goes to his back. Still fighting around ops as well. J90's trying to lock down this other side of the site as this pressure in from Mez has been so devastating. Many of these air jabs being shot out though, so the utility not going to be quite there. J90 just trying to slow things down. 35 seconds on the clock. CAG need to get a move on. They're all funneling through this office door because they don't have to breach. DD's going to make this change, and he's going to swap over to the hallway. Finds the frag on the floor. DD takes down Kino. Now it's a man advantage once again for CAG. The flashbangs come through. That might be their key to walk in the doorway, but they're going to hold for now. Zaka just biding his time. The shield's been placed down, and it's going to be so much damage. CAG, they're finding frags all over the place. Faults with the SMG will get one, but it's instantly traded back. 4 straight now for CAG by VARREL.
And you see, Jesse, they really made sure on that top side, they split them. They saw the Clash rotate chest, and they really went for the weak side, and that's what the game of Siege, the attacking side, is about. Seeing where the bodies are stacked and rotating to the opposite side. DD just making impactful plays right now. Really, he's in it right now, man. Wow.
This is maybe the best game of Siege that I've seen DD play ever in his career. Honestly, the way he's playing behind some of these shield operators too. So commonly, it'll be the IGL themselves who are on a shield and who are making those calls, but we've also heard it from some teams that it can be kind of difficult. Faults has said this, where it's like if he's on the shield, he's got to be the front man. It's difficult to kind of tell what's going on, so a lot of teams will instead keep their IGL behind the shields. DD's doing a really good job of calling these plays, calling these rotations, while also finding frags, following up his teammates, and getting those trades. This has been a real treat to watch.
9-0. The opposite of James Bond here.
Oh, he might be a Bond villain at this point, the way he's playing against DZ.
Little golden eye.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's see here. Going back bunks right now. They're bringing more denial. The Solus 2 for the info here. The Zombie's going to be a little bit more better to contest on this max side right now. You're going to be playing a solo lurk side with the Solus. I'm looking to see DZ really just break these attacks right now. Get really aggressive on them right now.
Well, once again, it's going to be a shield push. Just as I said, DD's not running the shields. He will hop onto it this time, the Blackbeard being brought by him. Anaton on the smoke as well, so clearly a very different look from CAG Last time we saw them, at least initially, trying to isolate that site and ignore the top floor. Do you expect a full top clear coming out from CAG?
Yeah, with the shield, with the glass too. I'm expecting a Pebbles door walk with the glass here just to cut the top off. And then they should try to use a split here. Maybe one coming through the offside, the Blackbeard helping go through display just to really be that catalyzation of their push here. So let's see this right now. Going to be a basement entry too.
Interesting.
Let's see this, where Shurip's going to go. Maybe a triple impact too from below. I'll also have to watch for that here.
Yeah, I mean, Shurip on this Zofia, since the buff, one of the best operators to play from down below. You can get a free pick if you've got that information. They don't necessarily have great intel operators. There's no Grim, of course, being banned out recently, but even still, they've got the capability with their drones to spot out some of these players and try to make life difficult for DarkZero. Shurip will change things up. He goes over towards the roof, so still not 100% committed to how CAG want to play this round.
Cheesing, broke the push. See, that's what they needed right there. Great opening kill on the glass, especially. One of their power-ups down.
Finally, some momentum. DarkZero have gotten the opening picks the last 3 rounds, including this one. They've not been able to capitalize on it. This has to be where we see that conversion come through from DZ.
Need at least 2 Jesse here.
Be critical to be able to get a 4-2 split coming into the second half. DarkZero will have to move over towards the attack. Shurip has made his way in quite quietly through operations. That could be a devastating trap being laid for DarkZero, but they've got a shield to watch it. It looks like they might have some good information. Kino tossing those toxic bays, but he gets his head blown off. Bad timing from Kino, and Shurip will equalize those numbers back down to a 4-on-4. Pressure still facing towards this top floor. The can openers will come out to apply more pressure to the office side, trying to deal with some of this utility. The shield's already been blown up by Shurip, so he doesn't have to worry too much about that, but keep an eye on this time. A minute still to go, and Anderson's dropped the defuse to get outside.
They're going to give top here. Going to play for a green hard zone right now. It's a good call from DZ.
Conceding some of the space. They do not want to bleed any more bodies. If NJR can deny time, he absolutely will do so. He throws out some of those fire grenades, making sure that things stall out just a little bit, and a bit of a rat spot too. G90 loses the fight. Faults also dies at the same time. NJR and Newers with so much to do. Newers in a 1v1 with the Blackbeard. You never win that one, Buster. That's going to be CAG.
Masterclass right now from CAG.
5 in a row.
Masterclass. Wow. Just beautiful plays coming out. You really see them just taking the time and finding the open space that DarkZero is conceding them in these rounds right now.
Dave, we might have messed up a little bit calling it 2-0 for DarkZero.
Listen, sometimes you mess up in life. That's it. But wow, CAG coming out strong here. Great opening, especially too picking it to one of their stronger maps, really showing that we're here.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't afraid of DarkZero, and I think that's kind of how CAG have been playing this whole tournament.
Yeah,
they've not been disrespecting their opponents, but
they respect them.
Yeah, they've not
underestimate them.
They've not been fearing them either, right?
Can't.
They're properly respecting their opponents. They're preparing for those matches. They're going deep into the strat book, and then they're coming out and playing with confidence.
Like you said, Zach, on his interview with Laxley, he said we cannot underestimate our opponents, and they have to keep their pace. They have kept their pace extremely well in this game, especially just the moments when they choose to explode. It's in sync, it's together. You see them rotating, using the shield extremely well right now. Yeah, especially Shurip on these lurks. Wow, just one of the stars for their team here. And DD 10-0.
It was a year and a half ago when CAG turned a lot of heads, making the grand finals of Reload. And listen, we don't have to lie about it. People had some questions about the path they took to get to the grand finals. They had a slightly easier side of the bracket for sure, and the finals didn't really go their way. But to me, Dave, this feels like a bit of redemption. It feels like a little bit of payback coming out from the CAG guys and their fans saying, listen, we're still a top team. Don't forget about us.
It's a step in the right direction here. Let's see if they can finish it out.
A flawless half would be history here against DarkZero. It is not common that they see that 6-0 facing against them at the Esports World Cup or really anywhere. When this level of team comes to play, they usually don't give up this many in a row. Early damage onto Shurip. Again, the opening pick has not always determined who's come out on top. These have struck first a lot of times, but it's not really been enough so far.
They're going for this kill on the mute. Gonna be shotgun versus shotgun right now. Getting live drone the Nook. Does he know? Gonna pop the wall.
Here we go for the long range. Half damage over to Kino. Now the pistol comes out as the drop happens. He downs him, and Shurip's there for the finish off. Perfectly played to flush out Kino, one of the best SAS players in the world. He gets hard punished. There goes another one. It trades back and forth as Faults and DD each pick up one. Shurip has been traded out, but this is still going to be a man advantage for CAG.
CAG just working really well together. The coordination's on point here. Let's see how they have range control right now. Could look to end filter side. I don't think they're doing the filter stairs hold. Kino's dead here.
Right.
Soul's playing the top side. DZ really forced into making these plays on the flank right now. So CAG can either slow up and wait for this play by Faults, or they can go straight to the site. Faults going to spot the gap on the Solus right now, walking through.
Oh, Faults, he's to your right. Faults. Oh, Faults. Oh, no way. He loses that fight. DD finally goes down. It's his first death of the game, but that could have been so much better for DarkZero. Newers takes down Zaka. This goes down to a 2v2, but the time is very favorable for the team from APAC North. Chibisu and Anatun have plenty of time to work this site and re-grab the diffuser. A lot of utility on Anatun right now. Let's see how he uses the flames and the smokes to isolate the site off right here. True. Should play for a hatch drop. Has 2 cans left open right now. The Nook shotgun, 2 nades left. It's going to be crucial in the stock walk. They're going to take their time with this one on CAG. They know that if they rush it, they will certainly fall to pieces. So they've got to make sure they can put together a good push. They're going to go filter side, as you said, starting to make their way past these cams. The Nitro Cell, not something they have to worry about like last time. Doubling up here. Has cans too to get the UL wall. Yeah, this wall shouldn't be a problem. The door's gonna have to be broken down. It's gonna feed good information over towards Newers. He pops that Goyo canister the second he hears them enter in through filter. So that's gonna be good information coming through on the side of DZ. They might not necessarily know if it's 2 of them here or just 1 of them, but it is both the players on CAG grouping up, using this firebolt now from Anatun, trying to force players out through connector. Flame stock some of that utility. The Goyo canister will start to wear out now. He throws the fire deep. That's gonna make things really awkward for NJR inside of stock. He still does have an angle. Going deep is Anatun, covering his planter. This is going to be massive, but he misses a few shots onto NJR. Now he's just got to bag some time. In for the angle. That's going to be DZ winning on time. They down the defuse planter, and that'll be enough for a 5-1. Yeah, great round, even though CAG is really looking on the front foot in all these rounds here. DZ really needs to just take that one round and see if they can get the attacking rolling here. Really flip that momentum right now. Wow. Let's see what they do with this 2-minute timeout here. Yeah, this is going to be the time to start turning things around for DarkZero. We say this, I said this yesterday, Dave, but I'll say it again. If you're only going to win 1 round and a half, it better be that final one. Yeah. Try to get your team a little bit of momentum. That was almost a brutal result for Faults. The fact that he didn't see the player on drone, his scope was covering it. That's a little like the Mint clip. Yeah, a little bit. But it's all right. They've managed to squeak out a win anyways, and they're going to be able to hold their head high coming into this second half. They move to the offensive side here, Dave. I mean, DarkZero, they're a great team on both sides. Yesterday, they had a 75% win rate on their offensive side, so they're definitely a solid team on the offense, but you still have to think this will favor CAG. Yes, CAG too, especially seeing how Shirup and Chibisu and Zaka really do play. Really not a lot of respect for their opponents, playing very aggressively and playing instinct off the info here. They use the clash very well, so I'm wanting to see how they're going to use this. For still 60 seconds left in this timeout. Call out one of the best coaches in the world at getting his team back from these tough situations. DarkZero, they're not really used to being down like this, Dave. I mean, you go back to the major grand finals in Salt Lake City. I'm not going to say it was an easy game versus Shopify Rebellion, but they certainly looked dominant after map 1, at least for maps 2, 3, and 4. They were in firm control of that series. Now in a match versus CAG, obviously it's not a grand finals, but what do you think they have to tell themselves to get out of this mental slump? 1 round at a time. You go for 1 round, you go for 1 kill, 1 moment at a time. You keep it just very step by step, and that's what's going to lead to victory. Right. Mention DD one more time as well. Currently sitting with a pending 216 EPS. You just don't see that these days in Rainbow Six Siege. If he can maintain this, or honestly even come close to maintaining this for the second half, this will be a record for DD, the best game of his career. Currently, his best EPS score was a 142 earlier this year versus Kintrope. So this might be a massive result for DD, especially at the Esports World Cup, one of the most important events in Siege. And you see there too, being down 1-5, Kino still with a smile on his face. That just tells you everything you need to know. They're still in it. They're still here, ready to compete. They know it's not going to be easy. Let's go. The vibes are at an all-time high for DarkZero. Kino's a player who has been to many grand finals. He's a back-to-back major champion, the only player in history to win 2 different majors on 2 different teams. He's certainly had his successes in his career. The Esports World Cup barely avoided him a few years back, Dave. Again, sorry to bring it up. Jesse just taking shots at me, guys. My apologies. It wasn't a close one, but we were there. You made the finals. That's what matters. That's what people will remember. How do we feel about the operator bands coming through? Mira and Goyo coming out for the defender. Fair issue. Gonna have to deal with the wall denial here. Want to see how CAG really use that. Gonna be troublesome just trying to get that off, especially too since Tube rows up. Gonna see that combination to KE Tube. Really gonna be able to slow these walls down. So I feel like these are gonna have to really work well at isolating these kills, because
if CAG get into this layer game and really slow them, stop getting the walls open,
right,
they allow the denial to really come into a factor. It's going to be just very defensive-sided rounds here.
Usually when you're going up against this Tube Kaid combo, you'll want a Thatcher to try to play that stall game, right? Waste some time, make sure you clear those claws.
The Thatcher's the best counter because like they usually try to tube and re-K, but the Thatcher could just sit there and just keep Thatchering it. Yeah. So it's one of the best counters here. We expect to see that come out. Looks like they're hiding the Kaid here off the wall reinforcement. Shuri running drone protection here.
Yeah.
A little secret service on Shuri.
I think the Newers might have a drone in, unless that's on the bottom floor. It is. It's going to be first floor, so we won't be finding Anaton. That hiding operators is definitely something that I think people don't talk about very much early in the game, where one player's job in the prep phase is specifically just to protect the other player from being droned out. They never saw that Kaid, and there's no Thatcher being brought by DZ.
It's all information, guys. It's the biggest thing about Siege. The information you collect in the pre-round shows you what they're going to be doing, and the defense really needs to make sure that they're hiding those operators so you kind of come into the round blind here. And that's really the biggest thing about Siege. You see it on Cafe too. A lot of teams doing a lot of mute-Mozzie combination to really make sure they can conceal what they want to do here.
Yep. Well, down towards the lobby side, they will see this electricity soon if they haven't already, and recognize that there is going to be that Kaid tube they're going to have to deal with. They can put Newers down below, right, to try to apply some pressure. They've even got Fault on this Flores, which might be able to force some players back. What's going to be the best bet to try and open up some of these walls?
They're going to need to use the Deimos below the pistol to get the Kaid off here. They need to care, though, because it's so hard because there's so much vert angle fighting down. TCSG2 can make live vert against the new crew, so he's going to have to care for that right now. And honestly, too, when they're playing so hard into the wall denial, sometimes you might have to just play for more of the kills on the split side, on the display side, and the top mezzanine side here. So let's see if they recognize this Kaid coming out.
Nice little Flores drone going out.
Yeah, they have pings on the Kaid.
Deal some of this.
Care for the C4 over the top. Gonna nade the Kaid off here, so they're gonna deal with it. One Kaid down, only one left, 3 tubes, gonna freeze.
The other Kaid Claw, it is in the pocket of Anaton, so he's ready to hold on to it. Does he use it on the Ops wall? He just tossed it down now, but I think it might have been, was it Ops or Mask that he's tossed it on?
Ops.
Okay. They're really committing everything to this first wall. It might make the second wall a little bit weaker.
Yeah, for sure. I don't really know if that's too much worth it, because you already wasted a nade. You're doing tube stall here.
They can trick an ace charge. It'll absolutely be worth it. They're down to 2 on the side of NJR. Here's that vert play we were asking for, Dave. It's going to be Newers applying some pressure onto Anaton, but it's not quite enough to get that kill, and he's already tossed out that second Kaid Claw, so even if you kill him at this point, it's not going to be everything that you wanted. They will rotate the Kaid Claw over towards storage, so this is a nice little pivot coming out from CAG. Kino spots that out and is going to have to find some other way around.
He picked it up again. Wait, no, he didn't pick it up again. Okay.
Playing mind games with
all five people tracked right now, so he has 3 tracks still right now, so they're gonna get this wall open. No Kaids left, no tubes left, only 1 smoke right now. Really milking this utility.
Yeah, 45 seconds to go. DarkZero needs to start getting the move on sooner rather than later. The Warden here from Shurip's going to go for a play. Nice kill from J9O. They start to get active in through the display window. False is full white, but he's going to be able to get some space in for his teammates. Finally goes down to DD, who's playing close to the shotgun, but now he's got a Blackbeard to deal with, having to rotate past all of these rotations. J9O on a triple coming into the display window. It's a 3v2 favoring DarkZero, but they've got to move quick. 20 seconds on the clock. J9O trying to make some space behind Kino while Newers works his way up the rocket stairs.
No nades.
Inside sight. Chibisu and Anaton just holding their positions. The track, it's being targeted towards Anaton. They'll know that he's behind this desk, but it's not an easy position to clear out. J9O for 4, hunting for the ace, sees the 5th player in sight, won't be getting the ace though. Chibisu denies, 1v2, plant going down. Kino finishes it. This becomes really awkward now. Chibisu's on a sliver of HP. He wants the toes of Kino, but he's just not going to get that opportunity. The Deimos track comes through as well. Gives information over to Chibisu, but still, this is just going to be so difficult with Kino playing behind that shield. Kino's still got so much HP as well. At any point, Newers can swing. Chibisu biding his time, wants to take this slow, having to go for the reload, trying to find a head on it. He knows that's the win con, but they play it perfectly on the side of DZ. It's a 4K from J9O, and DarkZero put 2 together.
I think that just shows J9O's skill. You know, coming out of a weak half, 4K immediately, really making sure he just gets back into the game right there. I mean, this is what you need if you're a DZ fan, seeing them come out on the attacking side strong right now.
J9O giving some hope back to the fans of DarkZero. This game might be very far from over, of course. 2 in a row for DarkZero. We know how strong their mental can be. It's often talked about as one of their biggest strengths as a team. And despite the time getting low there, despite how scary it might have been from their position, I like how they committed full on to that display take.
And it was beautiful too. Anto going for the wrap, but the track comes out perfectly on him. They used it to isolate him extremely well, being calm in the late round and using what utility you have left, and really using that shield to spearhead in. And you see in that 2v1-2 going, if you're going to peek, listen, so everyone at home, if you're playing with the shield player and you're with the gun, making sure your shield player drops the shield as you peek, so if you do die, you are fighting in sync together.
Yeah, DZ played that perfectly. Really, there was no way they could have lost that 1v2 as long as they shot at the same time, and that's exactly what they did, so really well played. This feels like a very high-level game of Siege, Dave, where both teams are showcasing some excellent attacks.
Of course, I mean, the deeper we get into this tournament, the better the Siege is going to get, the faster pace is going to be, the quicker these teams are going to have to react to each other. So let's see, going back bunks here, you see a nice lineup coming out, the Cap, the Glass, the Blitz here, Flores combination right now, the Snake also for the Lurk side here. They have good traps on the top floor. They have Souls Info, the Tachanka to stop the plants and to make the holes here. The Lamai is going to be great. The Zombie is going to be great for the extension on the top floor. Or he might be playing the green side extension here. Right. You see a lot of teams hold green with the Zombie right now. Just kind of slow the Sky Bridge take to slow that green ISO teams do when they come through the Sins. Fast ops are coming out from New Crew right now. Let's see what info he gets on this.
Looking for some of these players inside the top floor. Just going to bide his time for now. NJR in this Glass is interesting as well.
Yeah.
Usually he's on the Ying on this site. They haven't shown the Glass this season, so this will be maybe new tech that CAG will not have been expecting. Those are those deep strat books you were talking about earlier, Dave.
Needed the shield here. Good info coming out. Just putting pressure on the ops side. Get a drone through. Looks like it's going to be a display hop here.
Lots of players outside the display window. Chibisu will read into that and just reinforce off. This is a really smart move to come out from Chibisu on the vert now. Newers, he loses the first gunfight to Shurif. That's going to be a massive loss as that information from the Snake can be invaluable. Now at a man disadvantage, DZ are going to try to stave off this match point. In through the hatch, minute 40 on the clock. You heard a Nitro yourself for a moment there, but it doesn't look like it's left either. D4 actually pre-plays.
They're in a tough spot right now. That flex wall really hurt them. Looking to go side right now.
Stalling out a little bit here, Dave, or is this okay?
They're stalling out a little bit right now. You see that the wall got flexed off, no breaching forward. They're trying to find a new pivot into sight right now.
NJR hoping to work a new angle over towards the storage hall, looking to make his way in through these sight lines, but a lot of people have given this up. It's really only Anaton that remains on the top floor. Everybody else from CAG have given up this space to just play sight.
Yeah. Great right now from CAG 2 being able to stay ahead of their opponent, keeping it moving right now. Going for the Sky Bridge clear right now. Bolts flashing. Anatune full blind spraying.
Oh boy, this is a tough fight. False uses it perfectly with the smoke. He gets that early frag on Anaton and does get downed, but his teammates should be able to pick him up later in the round. They're more concerned about Zaka at the moment, who's playing at the bottom of these green stairs. Kino will now double back to help his teammate. There comes the Solus. It's Chibisu. He can finish off this down, especially if he times it right when the pickup's happening. Perfectly flanked by Chibisu. He grabs the defuse kit now, and it's a 4v2. He can play close with the shotgun. This is the worst case scenario for DarkZero. NJR with the sniper, trying to play close range. Chibisu gets all three, but there's still J9O. 20 seconds. Feels like the damage has been done. Everybody on CAG now just has to hold their angles. It's a crossfire at the bottom of green stairs. J9O has to look every direction. There's no hope for him. A beautiful flank pushes CAG to match point.
Beautiful from CAG right there. You see them really making sure that they flex that wall off. That right there honestly wins them the round on the top. They peel off the top right there. Play a nice Skybridge extension. Anitu gets it down. Or actually, no, the Zaka gets it down, plays the layer off. Chibisu's ready for the flank. He's a soul. He can see if they have info on him. CAG staying ahead of their opponent right now, staying multiple layers deep. Great rounds from them. And a timeout coming out on match point. Really just to calm the team down, making sure, because you've seen in these games how important it is to close out when you get these match points.
Is there any risk here from Sparky calling the tack timeout at 6-2, allowing call out to talk to the guys one more time? Because DZ burned their tack timeout really early at 2-0. This is giving another opportunity for call out to have impact on the game.
We're going to have to see how much it does find impact, but I feel like it's probably better for CAG just making sure he can calm the guys down and just give them some final plans. And if things do go awry, you can really just have kind of a little bit of planning. But if things do go awry, it gets into a deeper game, and you did burn that timeout, and you kind of got rid of your momentum, could be a little bit troublesome here. Let's see.
Once again, what a round from Chibisu. That flank was absolutely brilliant. He was the highest rated player from CAG back during stage 1. So far in the tournament, he's taken a bit of a backseat to Shurip, who has just absolutely taken over the Esports World Cup as the best player for CAG by VARREL. But Chibisu, still one of the best players in Japan, showcasing his skill today.
Yes. And Didi.
Yeah. Didi's is actually insane.
Yeah, just wow.
I've never seen him play Siege quite like this. Didi, again, the former coach. He's 25 years old, on the older side for gamers here at the Esports World Cup. Not an ancient old man just yet, but still, he's been putting in the work for a long time.
Hiding the clash again. Or hiding the clash instead of the cage this round, should I say. Gonna be able to stop and just fight against the shield. Not bringing any Zofia. The Deimos is really going to be the main counter for the clash from below right now. Shoot, playing alert. Might go for an early opening kill outside of the garage side when they like to open display here.
Okay.
Let's see it. Watch for Shurip here.
Definitely in an aggressive position. There's a lot of players starting by garage.
He's gonna impact out.
Uh-oh.
You gotta go for it.
Reap, he's got impact in pocket, ready to make a big play here.
You gotta wait until he opens the window here.
Janino's already up towards the roof. Newers is a little ways away, so he might have missed his chance. NJR could come looking, but this run out doesn't seem like it's going to result. Oh, back with the repel.
Yeah.
I think that's two. I know, yeah.
Oh, they're holding for it. The timing.
Oh, they don't know for sure that it exists. Here comes the repel. It's going to be a little bit late from Shurip. They might have heard that impact. They're already on the roof, though. Doesn't seem like they're going to get involved with it. So no harm, no foul. Shurip will just scurry away.
Gonna go top filter here. I don't think they know he's below, actually. So Nuker's going to have to care for the flank here.
This might be difficult if Newers doesn't recognize Shurip's position. We'll see if Newers has that track as well onto Shurip. If they've gotten that ping out, if they might have any idea. They do have the Ela track. So if Newers knows that the Ela is roaming downstairs, he could go for the track, but not sure he's got that information.
Great confidence from Shurip right now, too. Just kind of jaywalking it across the map here.
Yep.
He's being a thorn in DarkZero's side. Not giving him anything right now.
And already we see Kino and the Blackbeards pushing up through Skybridge, so Shurip could have a really big flank. He is all alone, stalled temporarily by this Lion charge, but the Toxic Babes will slow Kino down as well. Here comes the flank now, and it's perfect. He gets one, he gets both. Nice shots from Shurip, exactly where he needs to play over towards Skybridge. Now Newers from down below, desperate to get a pick back, but he just can't find the angle. This is map point for CAG. 3 players left to find, but Faltz is still hitting heads. Didi will go down. That's going to be a big frag onto the captain of CAG. Shurip still lurking down below. Newers has to win this fight.
With the track outlet here. They have pings on him.
It should be favorable. He canceled it, actually. He's got information, so he doesn't want to give up his own position that he might be coming for the swing, brings out the AK and wins that fight. Back to a 3v3. Newers bails out DZ, but there's still a lot of work to do with less than 60 seconds on the clock. Zaka finds Fault for a late trade. Chibisu finds J9O. Newers has to get the 1v3 against the Clash. Doesn't have the defuse kit. It's across the map, and they all know where he's coming from. Solo HP. Everybody thought DarkZero were unbeatable on Lair. 6-0 so far this season, but CAG have proven that that might not be the case. They're playing it slow, wasting their time, and the peak from Anaton ends it. For the first time this season, DarkZero lose Lair, and CAG take the lead in the series.
Have a great start so far in this matchup. Will they get a 2-0 or can DarkZero bounce back?
Do or die now for DZ as they have to be able to showcase on their own map pick why they are the major champions, how well they can be in some of these maps here in Rainbow Six. They're the favorites for a lot of people coming into this one up against CAG. Once again, this has been a strong map for DarkZero. 5 wins, 1 loss so far this season on Bank, only losing to G2 and stomping back in Salt Lake City, and they've beaten some really big names on this map, Dave. I'm talking about FaZe Clan, I'm talking about Wildcard, I'm talking about Shopify Rebellion. Again, it's been a little bit weaker for CAG. Lost it to Fnatic a few days ago, but they have a strong record in APAC North.
Let's see right now. You're going to see the A spin coming out. Double projectile breach. That's like really good. That really enables on the open on the CEO not being able to get the E3 wall open, get the E2 wall open, hold those cuts. Really makes it a more defender-sided game, especially too on the janitor extension. You see a lot of teams bringing that projectile breach to get that wall open to displace the janitor position. It makes that so much stronger too. The Mirror Wamai, those are two. I feel like the Mirror, you could. The Mirror's a little bit iffy for me. The Wamai's very good. I feel like the Wamai is one of the best ops just to stop pushes right now.
Yeah. I mean, typically you'd see the Kaid, I think, in place of the Mirror, right?
And two, I feel like Echo is one of the best operators on Bank too, because Bank is such an info-heavy map, especially on the defensive side, because the default cams are in spots where you can get shot very early in the round.
Yeah.
So having that Valk, that Echo to collect info in the round where they are, you see the Pulse a lot too for that. So I feel like that's just one of the best operators here. Going to be doing more of a turtle here. Not much of a roam. Maybe a little bit of archive extension with the mute to slow down. Gonna get the Jan, the stock hatch, a zombie 2 for the server hold right now. Should be playing smoke on server stairs to pulse to call the site info, the plants, the C4 to stop, the Goyle to deny time. The lineup 2 here from CAG. The Blitz, the Grim, Twitch 2 for the Goyos. The Sens is going to be great on the site hatch just to cut off the long angles.
Right.
And the Dokupi 2 just for the clear if there is anyone roaming. Nuku playing a light roam instead of Archive Sellers right now. Let's see if they hunt him quick.
Maybe gonna find a fast one on Newers inside of Tellers. As you say, Shoe Reap's got that long angle from the rappel. There is a player trying to make his way in through ATMs. We'll see if CAG do start to apply that pressure. So far, it doesn't seem like they wanted that smoke. Of course, the stakes once again for this game, the winner of this series will go on to top 8 here at the Esports World Cup, earn their club some points in the club championship. The loser falls down to face either M80 or Team Liquid Alienware in 2 days' time. Like this information from Faults, his phone will explode, dealing half damage, but he's spotting that Anaton shield up above on the top floor. Zaka hunting for these players as well. Newers does fall off the Teller's extension. And 2 here, usually the mute jammer actually does disable the beepers. Yep.
So it actually masks the attack walking and going for Archive's kill with the Blitz right now.
Ooh,
almost gotta be careful.
Opportunity. Chibisu had the opportunity, but he just missed the head on J9O. He got a little bit of siege timing there, and he's just going to be able to do some damage instead. Still a solid position from CAG. Pretty good time here to force most of these players back. It's only going to be J9O now trying to work a pick over towards Cafeteria.
Right,
but
off this call.
Wow, great shot. He finds Anaton. That's the shield player as he's dropping the hatch. That's a really big kick to come through from DarkZero.
Great knowing he had enough HP to tank that call too. Gonna be 1 HP here on the server side. Walking in through. Great from J9 just wow.
Yeah, it looks like DD hits a little bit of barbed wire there, and it's going to feed the pick over to Jack. Now 2-0 to start off this second map after really struggling on the first half of Lair. This has been a really good bounce back to come through from J9O. Low HP, so getting the full ace might be a little bit difficult, but he set his team up into a great position.
Of course, getting those 2 opening picks. 2 bomb going to be down in Dirt Tunnel, so they're going to be forced to end server side.
God, yeah.
Grimby's coming out here. They need the help from site side right now. Going to drop server here.
Okay, they've got the information, but he still loses the fight. Kino's going to get credit for that kill in the end at the top of the stairs. Why not, too, for the Brazilian and Newers inside the site. They lost it on their own game, Dave, and then trying to execute, they just couldn't force any of those positions out.
Great reset right there from DarkZero, coming out strong in that defensive side. Look like a brand new team right now. CAG, a little bit too separated right there. Manitou going in alone. DD walking in alone, trying to trade. I feel like in that 4v5, you need to kind of get in sync with your team, because that still is winnable. If you want a Grim B, you have all the control to get the hatch open, have the Twitch walk in, off the Grim Bs, sync that up with your team. DD might be in a little bit of a hero mode. Let's watch for that. Coming up for a strong map.
For sure, yeah. DD, obviously that player to watch after Lair when he went crazy for the best game of his career. Loses that fight over towards Dirt Tunnel. Interesting as well that CAG chose to start on the attack, Dave. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Part of it might be because their defenses were a real weak spot earlier versus Fnatic. They won 2, lost 4 earlier in this tournament. So do you think that plays into it, or why do you feel CAG might have chosen to start on the attack?
I mean, coming off that Lair 2, their attack is looking good. So I feel like the attack side could favor them. And Bank 2 is generally a little bit attacker-sided if you can attack it right. I feel like the range breach really does kind of make it more aggressively defender-sided, because it kind of is hard to push them back out of these positions. You're really forced to walk at them, get in the map here. So I just really want to see them sync up, because that round was really solo from CAG.
Right. And I'm looking at the operators here, Dave, and this is really a new strategy coming out from DZ. It's not going to give them the opening pick. Zaka actually finds NJR really early. Did you see where NJR was playing? Was that just stock, or?
I didn't see that.
It went down. We're going to find him now down below. Could have been an early pick.
Maybe top square peeking?
Could be a top square peek as well. Inside stock, yeah, look. That's an early frag favoring Zaka. NJR with the long-range DMR. Doesn't miss those often.
Going for Cheech on the rappel right now, crew. Playing off the Tuberal. That's just going to be big right now, especially in the man disadvantage. Having that shield up will hurt you, because you really aren't going to be able to stop any opponents pushing.
Yep.
So I'm looking to Fault to really find a spot to plant that shield to really help the team out here.
That's what I'm talking about. We really haven't seen this clash from DarkZero so far, Dave. At least in the last 8 times they've defended this top floor, it's not really been in their repertoire. So clearly those strategies that they've been cooking for the Esports World Cup are coming in big now.
Alley coming out. You usually see DZ run this too with J9O.
Yeah.
Really good just to clear the castles out, and the sniper rifle is extremely strong.
One of Shireep's favorite operators here when attacking the top floor. He's a big Cali fan, so it's not a surprise to see that coming out from him. Anderson on the Ying may be a bit more of a surprise. Usually he's on the shield for this push.
Should be a slow window take right now. The Grimby, the Ying's going to come out. Should be a little bit of a pentakill right now. Going to be Grimming stock side just for the power here.
Yeah. Vault's still playing it safe. DD grabs the defuse kit here from his teammate. On the repel, looks like they might be wanting to go for something.
They got a crunch. He's going to repel main skylight right now. One got a hop stock. To go to repel in the windows right now. Got to kill Trump here.
Here's the game plan. Already deep in lobby is Shireep. He's starting to make some real space over towards Spiral Stairs while his teammates continue to work these windows. They'll be safe from any flanks, but inside of stock, we're seeing Faults get aggressive. Gotta be careful of those air jabs. One goes down. It's J9O for a 3v5. Here comes the fight still from Faults. He will get one back. Still gonna be in an awkward position though, as Shireep has made his way all the way up these lobby stairs. Playing the Cali a little bit unexpected, but hey, he's gonna find the angle when he needs to. Loses that secondary fight. Kino swings out from an angle not expected, but this is still a 2v3 as the plant begins from DD. Faults is getting behind. Hello? Inside of Janitor, nearly finds the pick, but Chibisu will take him out instead. Last one alive is Kino, and there's nothing he can do as CAG tie the game.
Very good round from CAG too. You see on that execute how split they are, and they can honestly see how it's affecting DZ because they're looking every which way. New Crew's in Penta. He's looking deep. Guy walks up gold. They have the main sky repel, that being one of the best spots in the game now. It used to be the drop down, but now the main sky repel really cuts off long desk, anything inside that stock hallway. And it's very safe because you can repel down, get a kill, and get right back off and influence around somewhere else. Because you see them looking to see if you still in that position. But Chibisu already rotating stock, taking the position back from where his teammate had just died from. So it's beautiful from CAG here.
Really nice start to come through. We go back and forth, 1 for 1. And Dave, we got a bit of a weird one coming out. Archives Tellers, the third site from DZ. Talk to me about this play.
Tellers is a very deep state win con site, guys. You're going to see them probably concede the top four a little bit here. Play for the C4s in the horizontal. Going to be an open hard zone with the echo for deep state win con. And you're usually going to play for a top retake so you can deny the plants from up top and off the echo drone here. So there's a lot of different styles of defense you can run here. You just have to make sure you're not giving much kills on the clear right now. Okay, you're going to see Shearer bringing out this Nook because they're reading into that. They're bringing out the Dokubi. They're going to be aggressive in the opening because if you can get opening kills, you can really flip around onto the defense and force them to make that play before they want to.
DarkZero again have played Bank 6 times this season. They've only chosen to defend Archives Tellers a single time. That was May 10th versus Ninjas in Pajamas. And they did run a similar lineup with Faults on the Echo, J9O on a Castle, but some of those other operators have been moved around here for DarkZero. They did win that round, so a flawless 100% defensive win rate for DZ on this site for the season. CAG won experience attacking this map, attacking this bomb site as well. That was also a victory, so one of these teams will have to experience their first loss.
Little light ascension up top too. Double reinforcing Jan walls. Probably have some pests up here to stall, and they reinforce the Jan hatch here. And the stock hatch right now, so they're just baiting this info up top.
This is a classic play from Shireep on the Nook.
Do they know?
Under the default cam, it certainly hasn't been shot out here, so it might give a little bit of false confidence over to J9O. There's no barbed wire that I'm seeing on the stairs here, Dave, so this might be a really nice little walk-in.
Here.
The castle barricade's also kind of enabling Shireep to make this walk because in through Tellers, they're not really able to see him. So we can just play this kind of safe behind the pillar. I like this from Shireep, biding his time with DMR.
Ram 2 going to be extremely strong right now. 2 impacts inside the site to stop that. Echo sitting on the mute armor to counter the Dokubi right now. Floor is coming out just to clear stuff.
Yeah. I mean, how do you like this defense so far? Because it's only J9O actually playing the top floor.
Very good right now. They're wasting good time here. Haven't conceded a kill right now. It's going to be difficult here with the Nook climb.
Now we're starting to see the pressure from Shireep.
Jack might die right here.
Yeah, J9O has no idea, but he's starting to make some noise, sprinting over towards the square side. It's going to be NJR. 2 as they jump in through Printer. NJR is watching for it, and he gets massive value out of it. Why not 3 through the wall? J9O finding some bad damage as well. Will go down to the top floor, but I don't think it's going to matter after all the damage that NJR has just done. Shireep is the only one left. 1v4 on the top floor.
Difficult for CAG right there. Kind of went right into their hard zone there.
Yeah.
Had the warden ready for it. Good plays here.
Trying to surprise their opponents with a fast jump into sight there, but of course, not the site, it's not open area, it's Tellers, but still being able to watch for that.
The open kind of is a site on this one because you're kind of really conceding the actual site here.
Shireep in an impossible situation. They are spamming him with Echo. He's got his gadget on, so they might not know exactly where he's at. Dodges the Nitro Cell, 40 seconds to fish for kills as they all know where he's at. Will eventually deal with this BP, but the pressure's coming in from all angles. Shireep's got so much to do here. This job is very difficult.
Almost impossible here to win this.
1v4 coming forward.
Totem pole
Would be an
too.
ace. Chirip's had some ridiculous rounds at the tournament so far, but this will not be one of them. Newers shuts it down and gets DarkZero back the lead.
Yeah, so you taught me a casting term yesterday. I'll teach you a siege term. We call it the totem pole. When one is prone and when one is standing, almost impossible to hit that transfer. If anyone's in 2v1s, any this deep state rounds, and you have to make someone swing you, having someone go prone, having someone stand, it's almost impossible for the attacker to win that.
I love that. 2 different heads, you've got to shoot at once. That's not going to go your way any day of the week. So really good start here from DarkZero. 2-1 up on their own map pick. Grim Kaid get taken off the board. That's the Kaid we kind of expected at the start of the game.
You usually see that a lot, get first ban from teams. It's okay, they haven't been running it too much. They ban it third. The Grim's good too, because the Grim also too, it's just being outside the map, being able to influence the ground, especially when you ban the range breach. The Grim is the next best operator to help Jan, because usually you take people below to clear that out. So having the Grim breach is huge, especially on the Trump position. It's very annoying to play that with the Grim up here.
We saw Chibisu running that Grim back in round number 1. DD grabbed it in round number 2. So they've definitely been using that operator to try to get some good information on the side of CAG. They'll have one more attempt now to go down to the bottom floor, which can be so devastating sometimes for the defenders. Last time we saw this bomb site, it got a little bit chaotic. It ended up being a flawless round from DZ after they got that first pick on the mid floor, and then CAG just couldn't convert. What do you want to see differently this time? Well,
it's going to be a different strat from DarkZero. They're going to be running a really layer right now. You usually see the Goyles get placed on the hatch stall. They're going to place a Runegates on top of the hatch. So it's going to be a double denial on the hatch right now, plus the 2 Brow and the Tachanka for the deep flames right now. Probably going to be running a lighter server. Actually, no, they're going to be running the server same with the Warden here to counter any flashes or anything like that. But they have the Monty coming out here. CAG just really need to make sure they sync their clear and really play for just this execute. And when they execute, they need to make sure they're moving as a team just together. Because right there in their first round, a lot of them took 1v1 fights. DD walked in alone. Zaka's walking in top server alone. It just needs to be together.
I really like this strategy with the Goyo canisters on the hatches. They banned Ace and Habana, so it's really only Thermite in the cans that you can use to open those hatches. CAG have brought 8 can openers, so they will be able to open the hatches, but it's going to take so long because you've got to burn the Goyos, then burn the Aruni gate, then open up the hatches. It's a ton of stall here coming out for
and then the 2 Brow.
The 2 Brow too. It's going to be a nightmare. We shouldn't see any early fights in this one. It'd be a massive mistake for DZ to take a gunfight and lose it.
You have to care for this too. June actually found this out, which is with the DMR on this angle. Very annoying for the E2 player. He's going to get out right now.
Burns a little bit, one of those Shamika charges on NJR just to make things a little awkward for Anaton, but this is the game, right? You burned out that Goyo canister, great. Trying to bait out this Aruni gate. And perfectly played. So they step off of the little counter down there so that the Aruni gate will activate as it's no longer close enough to a defender. That clears up the can opener. Again, CAG have brought 8 cans to this attack, so they should have plenty of resources to open these hatches. It's just going to be about the time that they waste ticking down on that clock. And when they get towards site, they're still facing 2 Nitro cells and that Tachanka.
They're also making good time though, Jesse, here. They're already getting the server walls open. Ooh, takes a lot of damage there.
The Nitro from Faults.
Yeah.
Makes things a little bit scary for CAG as they're looking to go for this
right now.
Zach has found a gap. He's down through elevator. He gets 1-for-1 traded, but that's still a nice pick onto NJR, the best Tachanka in the world. Now Shurip's going to have to try to find some other way to get in towards the site and backstab.
Miss there, Jesse.
Kino standing inside the smoke. They don't have to go for a push just yet. The clock still is quite good for them, as you said. Newer's back inside a garage, is watching for this push in, as is the Warden of Kino. 2 players that are potentially looking to hit towards the back as Chibisu and Anaton work this server side.
Need to peek with the C4. Oh, peeked a little too early there. C4 goes out, gets shot. Bomb should go down right now. Should be a CAG round.
This is a perfect push coming in from CAG. They're watching every angle. Somehow, Kino finds an angle on Anaton. It's traded from the Vert hatch, though, and there's still 25 seconds. It's still not easy, but Newer's on the top floor. What a shot. Shurip is just lining them up, but J9O's got other plans. 1v2 with a diffuser down, 15 seconds to go. J9O has to watch all of these hatches. Predicts perfectly the angle, but Chibisu's in deep. Does he know where he's at? Chibisu's on the balcony. He's going to drop on down. Pistol out for J9O! And he'll do it. Jack Burkhardt from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, over to Paris, France, making the play for DarkZero.
From the 5 O's! But I know Bob's happy with that one. Wow, what a round. You see how calm he is, too, once he gets a kill on the hatch. Really plays the time. Wow, what a round.
That's not an easy clutch to win. I still can't believe the Monty died while he was planting the diffuser, too.
You know, with the big stuff. That's a really nice play because a lot of the time, making that rotate kind of to the right of the reinforcement allows you to slip through to the bomb extremely quickly, and that was nice right there.
Yep. There's so much chaos that goes down in those final 10 seconds when the bank defense attack comes through. There's sometimes a gap that you can find, and somehow DZ found it. Some miraculous plays. It will prompt the TAC timeout to come through from Sparky, the head coach of CAG, trying to get the guys back on track, feeling like they need a couple more attacking rounds on the board here before the half swap.
Especially with the Chonka going down, that really flipped to the CAG's favor here. I think both players holding on the long angle was a little bit of a miscommunication right there. Needed a player holding for that sight cross through.
Yep.
Yeah, and then just jacking the clutch, man.
It's so tough though, like to make those little mistakes, like to not have those little gaps on the defenses, on the attacks, I should say. Like that's a really difficult thing to watch for.
Yeah, it is.
Well, now we'll see CAG trying to reset the mental after it felt like they had that round in the bag. It could have been a 2-2 tie game here, but instead DZ start to get a bit of a scary lead.
Yeah. Starting to build back the momentum, starting to flip into it, because you see it can be hard for teams coming off of like a dominant first map like that. It's really important on your team's mental to reset and know that that is their map pick. You know, you kind of come in expecting not to lose it, but expecting if they win it, it's not a problem because it's a best of 3.
DZ very good at resetting the mental. It was the Salt Lake City Grand Finals where they got kind of smoked on map 1 and still came back to win the series, so we know they've got it in them.
We see too they're reinforcing the double kitchen walls too. That also help clear the gen extension, because usually people that you like to track like to buck through that second wall so they don't actually have to be inside of the office. And that's just gonna bolster that gen extension here, especially with the Grim, the Habana, and the Ace all being banned. Seeing the Solus coming out too, Solus is extremely good too, because we saw them go for a plant inside the site. You can scan the site, you can throw the smoke to the counter here. Thorn's gonna be great, a trap op for the stock hall shield. The Warden is crucial also too. They have been bringing the Ying in that first round. Let's see what util they get with this Flores. Gotta get rid of the stock hall shield. Does he have impacts for it? He chooses not to use an impact, because you can also impact for the Flores drone. Cheesing in lower lobby right now is Junior. Let's see if they know about him.
NJR in a bit of a sneaky position. They do have some drones, but DD's droning square right now, so he's not going to have a drone specifically on NJR with this wall being opened. I mean,
this is insane from Junior. I never really seen him this aggressive.
It is a Monty, so in theory, there's the head. He finds it. DD might have been able to spot him out there on the shield, but he didn't find him. Instead, NJR gets away with it. He was attempting the spawn peek last time on the site. Don't forget, he got absolutely smoked by Zaka, and this time he's getting his revenge.
That's big too. They were looking to do a shield hop with the BB on the window and then climb the Monty of gold. That's gonna put a wrench in their system here.
So now things get really awkward. You're down to just one shield. Anaton's going to have to retake that defuse kit.
Tolo's playing stock for the basement for the lower retake here if needed. Getting info on Trump right now.
Viewers being able to shoot out some of these drones, just making sure that things don't get too hectic inside the site. CAG trying to work some more angles. They've got a lot of util to deal with on these windows. They can be more or less secure that lobby won't be pressured, but there's always that threat of somebody coming back in. Zach has got to be clear to hold that on. Anaton's jumping in now. Inside the site, past the Thorn Trap, past the Toxic Babes. There goes Chibisu finding the head on Renewers. This is good space being grabbed by CAG. The coordination's in full effect on this push, but the Thorn Trap's going to get some information back towards DZ. NJR gets that pick. It's a second of the round, and Anaton is hoping to find some frags back here. Kino's down by Chibisu, who's playing so well in behind his players. Shuri finding some pressure too. It's J90 and False to lock things down. J90 in elevator. He's got the angle. Goes 1-for-1, but kills the Blackbeard. That might just be enough. False now, 45 seconds to go. He's on the Solus. Diffuse gets in hand of Shu Reap. These players are somewhat isolated. He might be able to work himself into a 1v1. False has got to be careful here at the top of the main stairs. Knows the players by the bomb chassis. Just barely sees Shu Reap, but he's listening to these fights. Over towards A, he's going to find Chibisu. What a shot to come through, and he knows this last player's position, but Shurip is better and wins the 1v1. CAG draw this back to a 3-2.
Great round from CAG right there, flipping into their play immediately, really just stacking up, forcing the fight to come through on the CEO side right there. Great round from them to really bring that back after their Monty died here.
Love that play from CAG. That's back-to-back wins on the top floor, clearly showing their prowess attacking on that site, despite some problems in that previous round, instantly losing the Monty as they misdroned NJR, ratting inside of lobby. This was a great opening pick to come through, but ultimately, it was good coordination. This is something we talked about for CAG all day long, Dave. It's like when they go for these executes, they are very well in sync.
Yes, of course. You see right there, Anatune dies, they get the trade instantly right there. You see the passion coming out from Shibusu. CAG's still in it here. Gonna be going open right now, switching off to the Teller side, running the Thorn here, the Zombie up top. Have the Valk 2 for this info right now on the lobby side for the C4s below. The move's gonna be good too for any Snake, any Deimos tracks.
Yep.
Also any Dokubi calls too here. Smoke coming out just 2 for the late round here.
This looks very similar to the strat we usually see from DZ on this map. The one exception is J9O on the Valkyrie. Usually we'll see Jack running something like the Warden on this bomb site. The fact that he's running the Valk is going to give them a lot more information, maybe some danger to play with these 2 C4s.
Of course. And so you can see that too, they just want more info across the map right now. Bank, just like I said, being such a strong info map.
Yep.
Nearest going for a spawn peek early top square here. You see DZ still bringing that aggression, and that's what's important right now.
Absolutely. We see DarkZero not having their confidence shook by that round win from CAG. They know the 4-2 split is still very much in their hands. I love this Twitch drone from DD. He's got some good information over towards Square. Playing on this Skylight. It's not finding anything worth zapping. You will have the default cam, but it's already been shot out, so maybe looking for some of those Valk cams. We'll find one tossed out by J9O. That's good work coming out from DD.
DD on the Twitch too, on the F2, was dangerous in that last game.
Oh yeah.
Kind of returning back to, not norm, but just slowing himself down, you know. Yeah.
He's the support IGL. Yeah. You don't expect him to be fragging like he was in the last map. 0-4. He definitely would love to get more involved in these fights, but oh, another early pick onto the Monty. This time it's J9O from the top of Elevator. It's brutal they keep losing the shield.
And they have the info too. I don't know if they have info on the Dokubi here, walking in there. You see pings coming out. They do have the info.
Sharif's been called now. He's going to have to try to recover this diffuser, but
going for the power.
He's not giving it up. He's getting more aggressive. You said it, trying to push this power down the stairs, trying to find the player of Sharif, but he's got no information. Both of them looking a little bit lost, knowing there might be some pressure his way. He will finally get the kill. He gets the down. That'll be close enough, and it looks like it's going to be a 4v3 favoring CAG as the same time Newers went down. Sharif's not done. Knows there's another player over through the wall. It's going to be this player of Faults, just trying to find the angle. He will hit the headshot. We're down to a 2v2 as players have died all around this map. It's just the SAS operators, the Faults and Kino back inside the site. Chibisu is making sure they haven't been around. This has been a crazy 6th round, Dave.
Of course here. 2v2 rounds going to slow up a little bit right now. One inside of open area, one inside of archive cellars right now. Bomb is down all the way in lobby right now. DZ needs to stay alive here. Gonna kill this info out.
Ooh. Good information on Faults. That wall not reinforced, so a wallbang possible, but he's backing off a little bit. They don't have defuse kit. I don't think they're going to waste the time to go grab it, Dave. They've got good information. They want to play for kills.
Have a ping.
Ping in onto Kino, playing an open area, but the Toxic Babe will stall things for now. Tries to eat some damage and go for the frag, but he doesn't quite get the headshot. Instead, Faults goes for the peek, and DD hard punishes. He's evolved in this game, and he's back online with his first kill. Kino with so much to do, 30 seconds. He's had tougher clutches than this. Doesn't know these players' exact positions. No, they're both over towards open area. Starting to make this square push happen now.
Gotta force the wall here.
20 seconds. DD has grabbed the defuse kit. Down to the Thorn Trap. That's a massive misplay from DD. He's gonna have to get picked up, but they're going for the revive. Hello? Kino's got an angle, but he whiffed those shots. Didn't expect him to be so aggressive with it inside the site now. Kino just missing with the SMG shots. Chibisu is so low. One bullet's all it'll take, and one bullet's all it'll need. Shuts down that 1v2, and Kino a massive one to win the half.
Peeky in the clutch. Standard issue. On the smoke too, really a staple for him.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't know how he plays though. They say he has Minecraft keybinds. Yeah. He leans on some freaky stuff, but you know, he's one of the best players in the world here.
I feel like the SAS shotgun that Kino plays with is not the same shotgun that I'm playing with. Like, watching the kills he gets on that operator with that is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Very close rounds coming out too. Just a very intense series right now. You really have to be able to manage this pressure, because as you some of the rounds that are most intense are the rounds that you get so close to winning, because you're just it's such a rush, and you have to be able to really make sure you can pull yourself out and resync and go back into these next rounds just with the same confidence here. 4-2 split going into, I'd say, probably DZ's stronger side, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, of course, I'll remind the folks at home, back when CAG played this map against Fnatic, they really struggled on the defense. They won top floor once, they won basement once, and then otherwise it was all L's across the map. So it really has been a side where they've struggled. I'm hoping we see them change some things up. You know, with how well prepped CAG have come into so many of these games, I've got full confidence that they will not be running the exact same strats that they already showed versus Fnatic. But I mean, is there anything in particular you want to see from CAG on this defensive side to get themselves back in this game.
I think Bank on the defensive side is all about making sure you pinpoint when you want to go for your aggressive plays, because you have the spots in the round where it's most advantageous for you to fight and where you can create that chaos. And you have to make sure you're not giving them too much opening kills, but you have to make sure you're also denying their info and destroying their drones. And then you're playing for these kind of rat plays. You're playing on the basement. You're playing for your open hearts on the stall time, playing for your E2 hearts on the stall time, and then you're playing well on your server extend. Or if you're playing for, like we said, DT2 the passive strat, and you're playing in the back, you have to make sure you're holding your gaps extremely well. Your garage side, your E1, and your vault drop to care, because they're going to go for the plant as players try to stop the plant, stop the Minchonka, stop that pulsar warning with the C4 instead of gold. Kind of lurk through down main or through garage on the Arunu or whatever DMR is playing garage side.
Yep.
So on defense, it's very important to spot your gaps, and on attack, it's very important for you to know where you want to go for the plant and where you can influence gaps to stop the plant denial here.
Map 3, if it's required, will be Cafe. That's a map that both these teams are somewhat familiar with. CAG playing it just once this stage. That was against D plus Keo, where they lost. And DZ with a rougher record as well. Last time they played it was 7-0 to M80. So, of course, DarkZero want to get there. CAG would like to see this one ended in 2. And as the operator bans come through, Dave, is there anything you're looking for in these next couple bans?
The Mirror's going to get rid of, see maybe a Cade here or the Echo. Going to be another double denial too from CAG, or double projectile breach, should I say, Ace Sabana. Or they might even go for the Monty, because Kino's the staple on it here.
True.
Sabana, okay. And the Azami's gone too, so to hurt the server extend here.
Yep.
Going to be able to play with the Cade 2 combo.
Yep.
Going to bring the Thatcher out too. Thatcher's going to be really nice too, because also it's going to stop that Cade, but then also going to be able to stop any pulse or C4 when you actually go for that plant, because you can just dash with the pulse cannon, kill the info, boom.
Really a powerful operator to bring here, and I think a lot of teams have recently just been deciding, like, we kind of want to bring Thatcher anyways.
Yeah.
What's the point in banning the Kaid?
Yeah.
So it's nice to see teams run into that. We'll load into the second half here between DarkZero and CAG by VARREL. Winner of this game making top 8 at the Esports World Cup, getting a massive prize pool boost, and of course getting those club championship points for their club. So lots on the line in this series. We might have a bit of a stall here as we load into the second half, so we'll get you guys in the game as quickly as we can. But I mean, Dave, between DarkZero and CAG by VARREL, nobody really thought CAG would come out and win this map. They've been so impressive so far today. The battle is far from over between these two great teams, and I'm just so blessed that we've gotten a great game in front of us.
Of course, I feel like that's all you can ask for in a tournament like this, making sure that the games are very intense, and I feel like all the way from play-ins to now, it's only heating up, and I cannot wait to see just how hot it gets in here, man. Wow.
The Esports World Cup, honestly, today has been a different vibe. It's a Friday here in Paris, and of course, everybody is around the arena.
Drums are going. I'm
drums are going. Like, it's crazy the crowd that we've got all throughout this venue. It's a massive space here with games going all across the place. I mentioned earlier, but we can watch Call of Duty in front of us, Tekken over to our left, Siege behind us. It just feels like a massive event that it is here at the Esports World Cup. And if you guys are in Paris, if you're in France, if you're in the area, the venue's open. Come sit in the audience, watch the Siege games. There is plenty of space for people to come and watch these matches. So, hey, listen, it's a good time, and you aren't going to get tickets this cheap to watch Rainbow Six very often.
And Jesse, I remember I was talking to you when we were walking around before it started. I'm like, I can't imagine this 100 years from now, if this is the beginning of Siege. I mean, not Siege, but of just gaming, really bringing just this kind of festival together. And I feel like it's just an amazing thing to be a part of.
For sure. Falcons versus Wildcards still going on the A stream as well. Don't forget, we do have 2 matches going on consecutively throughout the day. Both streams will be showcasing 2 best-of-3s, all 4 games, promotion matches towards top 8. So we definitely have some crazy matches coming through between all 8 of the teams participating today. DZ versus CAG, of course, representing the best team in North America up against the best team from Japan, going head-to-head. These 2 Titans have often been somewhat lopsided, you could say, with APAC North always being a bit of a weaker region than North America, but they've had their moments throughout history, even going back to that old Norarengo roster that used to have some big success stories. So yeah, Waka's time in the sun, but it's nice seeing a new era of Japanese Rainbow Six Siege. It feels like CAG are starting to lift the banner maybe higher than it's ever been held before.
Yes, I feel like you can really start to see that confidence coming through, because I feel like a lot of times teams will take themselves out of these games by not really feeling that they're in it, or as they're even like just they're really allowing the favorite to really kind of affect them. But if you come into these games just 0-0, you come in that they're another team, they're another person, and everyone's beatable, you can really have the best time in these tournaments.
Yeah, I think some teams, some younger teams as well, almost defeat themselves before they jump on the server because they think, all right, well, we're not beating DarkZero.
Yeah.
These guys just won a major. Like, we're a team from APAC North. We can't win this. But that's never been the mentality that CAG have had.
Yeah. Especially, too, just talking about Zaka in his interview, just really present, really staying focused on the pacing and actually what they can control. And what you can control, too, is actually, exactly how you said, how you treat the other teams, not building anyone up, not putting anyone on pedestals.
Right.
And that was the first thing we did on Astralis before going on one of our major runs, was making sure we treated every team the same, knowing that every team is human, and that if you're putting in the hard work, that's what gives you your confidence. You know?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Zaka as well, because he's a guy, he used to be known as Arcully, if anybody knows that name. He went for a name change a little bit recently, and he grew up for a large portion of his childhood in America, actually. He had spent a lot of time in the USA. He speaks really good English. He never played Siege inside of North America, but when he came onto this CAG roster, from a broadcast POV, it was kind of nice that we had an English speaker on the team to talk to in interviews and stuff, and I know he's been really enjoying his time here for this team. Was part of that CAG squad that made second place back at Reload about a year and a half ago too. So it really has been kind of an evolution from CAG, getting these new players onto the roster while keeping that old core specifically built up around Anaton. It's been excellent to see here at the Esports World Cup. Anaton, not the longest standing player on any organization, but certainly up there. Has been on the squad since 2018.
Wow.
Signed with one organization. Actually crazy how long he's been a part of this team.
The journeyman. Or actually, not the journeyman, because the journeyman is usually used for someone who goes around a lot, but he's the, how would we say, he's just there. He's the ever-present
the ever-present guy, yeah. You know, he actually, excuse me, he is the
playing in jeans
player. Faults in jeans, okay. It's Kansan that kind of famously would pop off and put some crazy numbers up on jeans. I respect it.
So in these tech pauses too, you really have to make sure you can detach from the game, relax out, allow yourself to calm down, allow your nervous system a chance to reset here and really get yourself back into this game.
Well, this is going to be a big opportunity, I think, for CAG to maybe reset themselves a little bit this game. I'm not going to say it's gotten out of hand, but they've had a couple of big moments that they haven't really been able to capitalize on. They've had some really good pushes. I think back to that basement push as well, where they had the plant going down. It felt like they had the man advantage. Everything was going their way, and it didn't quite end up being the play that they wanted to make. But sometimes these teams do find more success on the defensive side, so we might see CAG be able to bounce back after that. And on the side swap, just have a little bit more success with it. I do feel like the pressure is kind of off at this point for them. I mean, they've come so far in this tournament. Most people thought they would be out in play-ins.
Yeah.
Now they're here in the upper bracket playing for top 8 against DarkZero. Even if they lose this, I mean, they should be feeling proud of themselves getting this far and then still having another chance in the lower bracket.
Of course, but I feel like as a competitor, you always want to win.
Yeah,
so,
for sure, for sure.
So I think for them, they're going for it here. You know, it's never guaranteed how close you're going to get. So you always have to be present in the moment and really just go with the momentum you have. Yeah. And I really want them just to succeed here.
Yeah. This could be a big moment for APAC North as a region. That's Reload top 2 performance. Got a bit of an asterisk on it just because it was an invite-only tournament and because it was an interesting format, to say the least. A lot of different things going on.
Yeah, a lot of things
going on in that tournament. So CAG, this would be a massive match to silence a lot of the doubters, a lot of the people who kind of look down on APAC as a region. It's been so long since we've seen a squad really step up and achieve the highest level out of this region. Never have we had a champion coming out of the APAC region, so CAG, certainly a lot of pride on their shoulders.
I mean, those Secret Lab cherries, too, are really nice. I'm about to take one home with me. See if it can fit in my check bag.
Dude, I was looking at some of them backstage. They have a bunch of them lined up kind of near where we get our makeup done.
One disappears.
Yeah. Would anyone notice? I don't know. Kind of a long trek to bring it across the Atlantic, but you never know. Maybe somebody who lives a little closer could figure it out.
Hey, Secret Lab, you know who I am.
Well, folks, I've got fantastic news for you. We are back in the game, and we've actually loaded into the round, so it's no bait. After a couple of rehosts, we are here live in the action with the second half. DarkZero versus CAG. DZ leading 4-2 after falling on their opponent's map pick back on Lair. Answered with a 7-2. This could be a 7-2 followed by a 7-2 if DZ can respond in kind with the perfect half.
Let's see it here, Jesse. Going lower floor right now. The Aruni, the Smoke, Thorn, Wamai. Shield on Wamai here. The Clash too. I'm interested to see how they use the Clash right now. Probably on the server extend. But I feel like their lineup is a little bit weak right now. Not much planting now besides a Smoke, and the Smoke is going to be counted out by the Thatcher, so we're going to look for that in the late round here.
How do you feel with the Clash? Because I feel like we see this sometimes extending in towards server, and I feel like
Azami, I feel like it's a pretty good pick, yeah. Because you kind of need something to kind of have that same presence, so it really does allow it to happen. But the Thatcher too will be able to counter the Clash out, so Thatcher, one of the best operators. I'm interested to see too, if we go deeper into this tournament, if we see any Thatcher bans come out here.
Yeah, I mean, he's still definitely a powerful op, and sometimes if you don't expect your opponent to ban the Kaid, banning out Thatcher could be a really powerful little play to make, just as that secondary ban in the phase, but we'll see how it does end up going. They spot the Clash out. Now it's going to be Anaton here at the top of the blue stairs and Zaka down inside of server. That's going to be kind of the main hold that they're doing. Shuriep just inside of elevators at the moment here on the mid floor will be droned out in just a moment, but again, probably not looking to take a fight here on Shuriep.
Even Sen's coming out too. Sen's, again, just one of the best operators for cutting off lines of sight inside the site here. Gonna be working to get the hatches open. E2 hard zone right now. Just playing the light layer here. Shaking the fight.
Careful. This is a little scary from him. I mean, if he dies on the Thorn, it's not the end of the world, but he's got all 4 traps actually in his pocket, so maybe it is the end of the world. He'll put 1 in the elevator before backing up to try to put some of these around the site. I don't know if I've seen 4 in pocket that deep.
They might use them for the plants too here, so let's see that.
Definitely possible. Here comes the first Thatcher EMP. Makes things a little bit difficult as you're pushing in towards this server side. Newer's trying to put pressure here onto the server stack as well. Zach is playing behind this shield, but Newer's actually gives up that position, running away through the server and kind of leaves Kino alone. Clash can't do anything in terms of zapping out these players, but it's still a brick wall that you're going to struggle to get through.
Only 1 Thatcher left, Jesse.
Yeah, they're really low on utility.
They're going to split back here. They see the double extend.
This could be a massive little strategy coming out from DarkZero. If they don't expect it on the side of CAG, this could come through to catch them off guard. Anaton might want to make that rotate over towards the backside, but he can't give up blue stairs because if DarkZero do start to push it, it could be bad. 60 seconds on the clock. Here comes the send walls, and here's a drop from Kino. Inside the site, eats Toxic Babe very early. That's good information from CAG to have, but he'll the elevator drop as well. Good shots from DD, but he's just not able to find the finish off. That's okay. J9O is down to finish off with the Toxic Babe. Shotgun now out, hoping to find this stall out onto Kino, and the rest of the players coming in through Vault. NJR's behind him. He's got the pistol out. Vault side in the midst of this too, so it's a 5v3. Kino's just desperate to get a pick back here. He knows how important it is to equalize this man count on the floor. They're giving up nothing. CAG are just playing this so slowly. Over to the main stairs goes Newer. He starts to apply this back pressure. Instantly dies to Chibisu. DD takes down Kino. This will be a flawless. Not quite. NJR gets one back, but Chibisu is so good with that DMR. It's going to be CAG for the first round of the half.
DD played that beautifully, making really himself a rock in a hard spot, not giving his life away for free, allowing the crossfires to activate. Run around from CAG. Really stalled him on that server extend with the Clash with Lamai here.
Been really nice to see that from CAG. I like the adaptation from DarkZero. They looked towards server. They realized we used all of our EMPs. This is not going to be the place where we want to push, but even in that desperate plan B, trying to go in for the vault push, there was the smoke ready for it. So that's a tough bomb site to push. DarkZero's second loss on that bomb site, attacking through their last 8 plays. They're usually very proficient attacking there, so a good sign early from CAG to win that one.
Yes. Flipping to the CEO site now. Patting the Clash right now. Aruni Wamai. You see the projectile denial brings such a big part of this defense there. Aruni, the Wamai is trying to stop the castle barricades from getting open. The smoke too to deny the plants right now. Bringing out the glass, Thatcher, Zofia, Nomad combo. I expect to see them doing a window take right now. The Thatcher to deny any type of smoke. So C4 coming to stop the plant here. Twitch outside of the lobby side, DMR in hand. Switching off the Thatcher for the Flores, bringing out the Thermite, going to be repelling in top square, getting the wall open here. Flores to destroy anything on Stock side, Marble side, on the Jan Hall side, and the Cali playing lobby to clear the castles here.
Maggots ready.
The double sniper play coming out from DarkZero. We see this from them every now and again. This is not a new strategy from DZ where J9O jumps on the Cali and Kino jumps on the Glads. What's the goal of this execute, Dave?
Really just to make sure you have the Glass being able to cut the sight side here, and then you have the Cali on lobby who's so punishing because if you do give away angles to J9O, he's going to kill you with that sniper rifle here, so gonna have to care for that. And the Cali too. You really don't see people use it too much, but in this site it's so good because you're actually able to just really get rid of the castle safely, and you get more utility than the Zofia, than the Ash, and the gun is a lot better.
Right.
Plus the secondary coming out too is really good. Fast square walk from New Crew here.
And Newer's looking for a freebie. He's got the Clash kind of close to him too. 2 air jabs in pocket to try to deal something up against Aniton. The Flores drone will start to force him back, so he can't play too aggressive on this position. First a little bit of barbed wire going to be dealt with there in the wall wire.
Jab comes out.
Not going to immediately apply pressure. Aniton knows of that air jab, so he's not going to be able to walk forward into square unless that does get dealt with. Really good information from Kino inside the site here. DZ setting up an execute.
DZ just prompting right now, clearing this info, seeing what they want to displace here. Trying to clear through these castles. One outside right now. Opt out of stock.
Okay.
Might try to play the power top square.
There's the
They force New Crew into the wow. Look, he's outside forcing him. Wow, that's a beautiful play from CAG right there.
Yeah, Aniton outside, safe on the shield when he jumps out. Now that just makes things really awkward. Kino takes a lot of damage, but NJR's in sight going for the plant. The Toxic Babe's coming through to try to stop that, and NJR will take some gas damage, but can he get the plant down in time? No, he can't. Not when Shuri's hitting shots. He goes for the body shot and takes down the plants. Now DarkZero are completely scrambling. They've got a 2v4 here with a defuse kit not going down. They've got time to try to work for a plan B here, Iconic, but it just feels like they've lost a lot of their resources to go for this push.
Yeah, Fault needs to hit a repelling while Jack walks up here. They need to time this 3-2-1 it. It's going to be difficult with Shiru playing close still, though. Whether he back up. He's back into long desk right now. Yeah, he is. Long desk, Penta, and Clash, Jan Hall. With the Romine still playing instead of E1, or E3, should I say.
Yep.
It'll be very difficult here.
User down inside of CEO. It is in the site, but doesn't mean it's going to be easy to pick up and go for a plant. J9O here with the SMG on the lobby stairs. We saw this from CAG just a few rounds ago, trying to make that aggressive play happen. Smoked off the window. Good night, Faults. Good night, J9O. CAG with back-to-back rounds. Tie the game at 4.
Shireep, man. Really getting into it here. Seems so relaxed, too. Hands on top of his chair. He's cool right now.
Chibisu and Shireep doing so well for this CAG team. Shireep having the big moments in that last round. He leads the tournament for the most kills, 107. He's the only player coming in today with over 100 kills. The next closest was Chibisu at 86. Wow. Of course, it's an advantage playing through those play-ins. Yep. On the other side, the top frag from DarkZero was Kino with 10, so it's not exactly a fair competition, but still great to see Shireep putting in that work. He went 13-4 versus all gamers yesterday, so he's back in full form.
Easy timeout coming out. I mean, right now, they're kind of going direct here. They're really showing what they want to do, and you see CAG really reacting well. You see Aniton getting out outside of stock, forcing Crew off of his initial power spot, forcing him into the crossfire of his Jan Hall players. Yep. CAG working really well, and they're going for the plays at the right time. The plant's going down. That's when you have to activate and get aggressive. Shoot, getting aggressive, getting a kill onto the top square player, getting a kill on the person planting the bomb here. It's just great plays coming out from CAG right now.
This sack timeout from Callout, it was really ineffective back on map number 1 when he called it 2-0 down. DZ continued to spiral to a 5-0 deficit before eventually losing that game in the second half. This time, of course, things could be different. Callout still remains one of the greatest coaches in the world, part of that Team USA that'll be participating at the Esports Nations Cup later on in November, which is a really exciting tournament that is going to be coming up pretty soon here. Head coach of Team Japan also represented in this matchup, as Didi will be moving back over to the coach job for the Esports Nations Cup coming up in a little bit here. Definitely a battle of the minds happening now on Bank, as DarkZero are just 3 rounds away from falling down to the lower bracket. If they lose this series, they will play either M80 or Team Liquid Alienware in an elimination match 2 days from now. And as we said, Dave, they don't have the best record playing against M80.
Yes, but M80 have to get through Team Liquid first, you know.
Yeah.
Team Liquid being a tough opponent. Going back into this game here, a little bit of a funky lineup coming out. The Amaru coming through. Ying taking some pace to CAG right now. Bomb site being open, keeping the Clash, the Cade, the Nari setup, the Goyo 2, going to be running a little bit of a default extend, not an extend, but of a default layer right now. The Clash is baiting on the top here, layering off of the Wamai, playing for that horizontal extension.
Changing max.
This is a classic little strategy with the Imaru inside the basement. Can jump up that open area hatch. We haven't seen it from Newer so far this season, but of course, it's one that every team will have in their back pocket. Kino on the Ying trying to apply some pressure as well, some support with the team. The first Candela goes out, and Newer's ready to jump up the hatch. The line charge goes through. Not quite yet. Here we go. Newer's inside the site. We'll bring out this shotgun. Doesn't quite have the angle, though. SMG needs to be the play. Finds the player down. A great shot under Chibisu as all of these players on CAG are falling. Newer's gets a couple of kills inside the site, and Zach is left in a 1v4 deep inside the hallway. No site control to speak of. The C4 will miss. One player on the stairs. That's J90, and he'll hit that shot. NJR from above actually credited with the kill. Beautifully done by DZ.
Good timeout. Really pushed the pace on him. Went for it here. Could expect to see him go fast and furious right now. Really play for that early round right now. Because right there too, you're really forcing CAG. If they're not making the right decisions off the rip, getting a kill or two, and you allow that momentum to stack on top of you. It's quick.
It's a really nice rush from DarkZero. Gets the lead back under their control. We'll have the final set of operator bans here, Dave. Wamai and Monty, what are your thoughts?
Wamai good, because on that server extend, that really stopped them, just making sure they couldn't actually clear through, destroy any shields here. Might look to see them bring out the Capital, a little bit more operator to just kind of displace that back server position. And then you see the Monty ban coming out. I feel like you could see them maybe just lean into the Ying Glass combination more here, and maybe if they bring a shield, it's going to be the Blitz or the Blackbeard right now.
For the last 3 rounds, Anaton has been bringing that clash. It's not really found the most success for CAG, although they definitely were using it effectively for those first couple of rounds down to the basement, down to the top floor. Moves off of it over towards the Kaid, so expect to see that kind of battle going back and forth with the Kaid, the Tuberau, and the Thatcher. Anything in particular standing out to you for this defense? It looks like a solid kind of bunker hold.
Yeah, it really does look like their same hold, especially in the Wamai for the tube here to just stall some more time. The Cade coming outside of the Crash right now, and then the Fenrir instead of the Thorn here.
DarkZero struggling a little bit on
this. They bring the Capital too for the clear. They have the Deimos right now. It's a good lineup here. They're going to be able to deal with server.
Lots of displacement coming through with the Ying, the Capital, even the Deimos trying to force these players back. They've got really good tools to be able to stall things out though on the side of CAG, so might expect something a little bit slower. Shurip is on the top floor and he's playing the Fenrir. Do you expect him to stick around and try to get some kills?
No, I expect him to just try to get some drones and get out here. They already have the info on him right now through the drone hole. We're already spotting him falling back here. Nuker should wallbang this top main wall. Might get a kill off of that.
Shurip's got to be really careful he doesn't overextend from this position. He's got the skylight above him and he is aware of that, so he needs to just be cautious of what angles he's exposing himself to. Gets droned out now and should absolutely fall, but he finds the headshot on a bolt.
Down too.
Oh, that's a massive pick. He'll know that he's just killed the Thatcher, and that makes things very easy for Anaton because there's going to be no other way to clear those Kaid claws. Dave, that might just be the round.
Difficult now. But they're on the back foot already. Oh, almost gets a kill there too, Zaka. They might go a little bit more aggressive here. They're going to get the layer off. GBC still in danger zone right now.
I love we're seeing these hatches being electrified. Anaton, the second that Thatcher went down, he just threw those claws. He doesn't have to juggle them with a Thatcher dead.
It'll be a difficult round now.
CAG in a very dominant position after just a single frag. There are still outs on the side of DarkZero, right? These Candelas can really destroy a round, crack it wide open. There's no Warden on the side of CAG to try to counter that, so there are win cons, I think, still from DarkZero.
No one's right in front of him, do they? Yeah, okay. Cheer, not playing afraid right now, I'll tell you that.
They haven't all tournament, right? CAG, they've been respectful of their opponents, but they've not been fearful of them, and that continues to be part of the game plan here against DarkZero, even in an advantageous spot. They're willing to take some of these fights, but I think things are going to return to normal now. DZ will work on the walls. They'll have to wait out these Goyo canisters, wait out these Tachanka fires.
E4 coming out from behind the bomb. It'll be way difficult to displace Anatune right now. They do the backup, okay. Slackhash is going to be close still. They'll have 2 C4s. They're going to play the Ying and the Flames right now.
He was trying to come down these main stairs. They probably won't be able to get any angle on that Kaid Claw, even though it's in the site. NJR has one of these hatches open. It was popped by the defenders. Here comes the smoke, and the plant will begin in through the Sens walls. This is going to get awkward, but it looks like the angle's there for Shurip. He kills Kino on the plant. This is going to go back down to a 3v4. Man advantage still favoring in for CAG. J90 firing in through the smoke, hoping to find a pick, but instead, he's just fighting the air. Not able to find these kills. in through the Sens walls. NJR on the hatch is still just desperate for a player to come through and peek him, but DarkZero, you have to make them work for these kills. In goes the nade. That's not going to even force GBSU to move much. Just having to rotate off that. Newers goes back over towards the open area hatch. NJR with some rotates here. DarkZero switching up the game plan after Kino died in the site. 13 seconds. They don't have a lot of time to play with. Newers is going to have to go for the drop, but Shureep is watching for it. Or is he? Bad time for Shureep. Newers, the patience pays off now. 6 seconds running deeper into the site. Anderton without a scope, able to find that frag, and another one on the NJR closes out. CAG tie it once again, 5-5.
Yeah, the Thatcher getting openly killed right there. That was a big kill from Shureep.
It's still close though from DZ. I mean, that one almost went their way.
It wasn't that close.
Okay.
They got some kills, but still they were troublesome getting the bomb down the.
It was a difficult position to be in with how clocked down that site was. Those hatches, a huge problem coming out for DarkZero. And so this is kind of the theory of it in operator bans too, right? Kaid is the most banned operator for defense on bank. When you leave him up, you want to have a game plan for him. DarkZero had that game plan, but if something bad happens, as it does in that round, everything can just go out the window.
Of course. Going back to the top floor here, Clash again. Sola's coming out too. I'd like to see if he's playing below, or if he's going to play the J inside position with that and play for the retake. Bringing out the Glass again. Thermite here. Flores. Ash. Going to switch to the Cali. Probably going to switch to Ash here. Wonder what he'll switch to. Capital. Probably going to be a Trump kill right now.
Very similar lineup to what we saw last time from CAG. They have changed things a little bit with the Tuberau coming in instead of the Smoke, and of course no Lamai available, so they'll run the Thorn instead from Zaka. This was a successful defense coming through from CAG the last time we saw it, and we're seeing a similar push coming through from DarkZero too with this double sniper. So
Shureep getting aggressive right here on the windows. Watch for this opening kill. See if he can get one.
Shureep looking for make some kind of a play. He was on cams just inside of the hallway there. He's close on these castle barricades. If they pop these windows, it will start to open up the angle for him. Playing very risky here in this position close towards the site. He hears the Glass for sure. That's Kino outside the window starting to shoot out some of these positions. Here comes the windows being popped open, but I like how Kino's playing this. Is quite safe.
I'm going to peek to lobby right now. Careful.
Oh, opportunity. What a shot, dude. Faltz is getting smoked these last couple of rounds. This has been tough for the DZ captain, but it's answered right back. NJR gets the kill back on a Shureep, and that's going to be the damage dealt over towards CAG, but you lose your Capitao just for a Tuberau. I think that's probably favorable for CAG.
Yeah, really is, especially they're looking to eye up that Penta clear.
Diffuser down is shown by our observer, so that's going to take a little bit of time. Certainly will be recovered, but the clock will continue to burn as they have to go grab that one. J9O dealing with some of these castle barricades quite nicely, but not able to find a freebie as he's looking for it.
They're going to have to pivot here, probably. They might still on the rappel here. Impacted off the air jab. Looking for stock. Might try to flash stock, haul, and walk curve.
Stock might end up being the play. Zaka's here playing alongside Anaton to try to lock this side down. There's no footholds here directly on the jump in, but you've got the clash of Anaton trying to make play. Does he not see the player over to his right? This could be devastating. Newers might have an angle into the clash, but he just barely misses it out. Flash will force him backwards as the team's starting to push in through top square. Kino inside the smoke, looking inside the site deep, hoping for an angle, but nobody's rearing their heads. They just don't want to give Kino this opportunity. About to hit that 60-second mark, and CAG playing very passive at the moment. Map control has been decent from DarkZero, but not finding the picks.
Bit of prone through here. Kino's in the gap here. Chibisu, the Penta player down. But have walked to long dust.
Oh, Kino, this is
gonna
so
eat up
nasty.
right now.
Nobody's inside a janitor. Nobody's long desk. There's one.
Great
straight
shot.
on the headshot DD. One bullet's all it's going to take. Now NJR inside the site as well. Knows there must be a player over towards tiles. That's going to be Zaka. He goes down, and it's a clean push from DarkZero. Well adapted there after losing their opening frag.
Yep, that was great. Great way to pivot that. At the match point.
Yeah, map point, DZ, 6-5, one round away from sending us to Cafe and maybe forcing CAG down to that lower bracket. This game's still wide open, though, for CAG. One round is all it's going to take to force them into that overtime, and who knows how that one's going to come down. You get one chance to lock this down, Dave. You can't go down to the basement, of course. It's locked. The top floor is not going to be the choice. They go open area here on the side of CAG. Do you like this call? What do you expect to see, especially different from that previous round where DarkZero went for the rush?
I think open's one of the better sites too here. Looking to extend more to the top right now. They get more of a horizontal extend, really giving that map space on the top floor here. You see them doing a stock haul shield. Gonna play the top, gonna play Jan, especially since you ban the range reach. It's a lot harder to actually clear out the E3 position, to actually deny the hallway, the Jan hall, and then actually clearing out Jan 2 from the windows. It becomes very difficult right now.
Right.
Again, bringing out this blitz, the line, the Zofia, gonna be something quick, especially with the Dokubi. Might be a quick rush through the R. Kelly wall, or what should we call that?
Printer?
Yeah, not printer, but you know the...
Oh, just like stock?
Yeah, the stock room right there by
by
kitchen.
square?
Yeah, by kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, the kitchen and square. Well, we'll see if that ends up being the play. That is where Kino's headed right now on the bottom right side of your screen.
Yep.
In towards the door, getting
quick
aggressive
hit.
with it. Jane, I know, also on the Nook, so we've got plenty of surprises up the sleeves at DarkZero. You got to deal with this pipe first.
And they're going to impact and rush through. Glass got a hot printer window.
Okay, here comes NJR, makes the space now. Still got some droning to do. Of course, they spot that thorn towards the top of the main stairs, but Kino's got the shield in front of him, and he's ready to go for the play. In through electrical now, starting to find the pressure. There's nobody directly in cafeteria to directly contest this, but of course you can hold it from open area as well, and those players up above could go for a flank towards square, so they've got to be really careful. Yeah, it's being held by Faults, actually, who's sitting on the roof, so this might not be a fast play like we were expecting.
Gonna peek archives here.
Fishing for kills, they really want to see just some movement on the side of CAG, but they're not taking the bait. So far, they've been very passive, but Shuri bites first, takes down J90 on the lobby side. That's going to relieve a lot of that pressure on the backside of the site, but NJR, Newers even gets that kill on the DD. That's going to be a 4v4. Anderson's still inside of Archives.
They just pull. They're going to the top now.
Hoping to draw some of those players back towards the site. Now they can start to make their move in towards top square. Chibisu's here alongside Zaka, but Newers and towards the site. Still just finding picks inside of open area. There goes Shuri for a man advantage now. I mean, this top hold is strong coming out from CAG, but they're worried about their bomb site. Anderson has to drop on down to try to protect this, as there's a lot of pressure coming in from DZ.
Need to slow up right now. Find out the gap. CAG have to make a play here.
And that's exactly what Newers is hoping to see. He's hoping someone wants to get aggressive to equalize
might get
those
this thorn
numbers.
kill right now. Wait for it. Oh, crosses the archive side. 1 HP on the thorn.
Zaka takes some big damage in the midst of that, but you're not finding a frag. It's actually going to be Kino who goes down to Zaka, playing inside a playing on the bottom floor. Now we can rotate back towards the site. He is so worried about Newers, and rightfully so. He's got strong angles, sees him for a second. False is actually the one to get the kill over towards square. There goes Chibisu too. Anderson, the last one alive. It was a 1v3, but he can pick up Chibisu to make it back to a 2v2. False is going to get the plant down, and they're going to have equal numbers now for this post plant. Newers outside the building is going to be so difficult to deal with, but he's the only one left. Chibisu, a fast headshot. Newers will rotate to the top floor. They have to retake up above to contest Newers. Chibisu has been so good so far this game, 11-7. There was a cam towards top square, but I know it got shot out earlier in the game. They don't realize that he's up there. They're still worried about a player being inside the site. They'll figure it out slowly but surely. A nitro cell by Chibisu, as you mentioned. Worried about him being on the hallway as well, but he's not just outside on that building. Anaton gets the read. He's walking up these main stairs. Newers is holding for him. He's walking straight into it. The nitro gets ripped. Doesn't get popped. Holding for the angle. Chibisu is sticking in with the shotgun. Anaton gets the down, and the disable goes through. CAG force overtime against DZ.
What a round. Composure right there. Being able to trust your teammate to put the pressure on the guy trying to stop you. Chibisu sick of the diffuser. Look at that. DD happy right there.
Rightfully so. I mean, that's a round to get excited about. It was so difficult to win that one. I feel like Newers did so much work on the glass outside of Printer, got that plant down in the end, tried to play the post plant, but in the 2v1, they just played it perfectly.
Yeah.
Ooh, hearts are racing now.
Side siege.
DarkZero, that was their out. That was their ticket to map 3. That was their escape from match point, series point here, but now they go right back into the thick of things. How effective do you think that pull was? They provided so much early pressure towards the bomb site, trying to force movements out of CAG. Do you think they got enough out of that in the early game, Dave?
I feel like they were still very good because CAG, they didn't really over-rotate. They made sure Shuri was still covering the lobby alert. They were still holding the jam position because they tried to flip back to the top. They still had their position on the stock hall shield, and it really made DZ kind of off foot in that round. Right. To Kiki deep inside the Archives Tellers area, dying to Zaka. Zaka being able to retake the side trading that out, but they obviously had great reaction, and just not being able to just kind of, that first round you saw them switch into the rush, they kind of all died just one by one, but they really stopped the round and slowed it up for DZ there.
Well, DarkZero, before this game began, chose what side they wanted to start on in overtime. They chose attack, Dave, so they will push twice here in overtime. CAG will get to defend twice through these next 3 rounds. We go down to the basement, of course. CAG have won this twice so far. They're going to play it nice and safe with a pretty stall-heavy lineup, but...
No, they're getting aggressive, Jesse.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
And Zach on the top floor right now with the Cade here. They're going to play for opening kill.
Okay, this might be a little bit of a change of pace then.
Yeah,
DZ
it is.
Not going to be necessarily ready for it. They've still got that Kaid. If they get another early pick on defaults, then that might be devastating. So expect the captain of DarkZero to play a little bit safer than previous. Zaka and Shuri falling off from this position.
Yeah, for the main Sky, don't do it again.
Could you imagine? It's Kino this time, so if they lose the Ying, it's not as devastating, although certainly wouldn't be a positive coming through from DarkZero. Here's the first
Great
fight
shot.
from NJR. Takes down Anatson, lurking in through Archives. That's going to be a really big pick to take down the Valkyrie.
Now you can just freeze around here from the attacking side, force them into their lair.
Yep.
Oh.
The players on CAG know how nice it would be to get a pick back, but it's also so risky. They feel like it's not in their favor. They're going to fall back and play the 4v5. This is still a bomb site that you can win with a man disadvantage. They've got a Nitro Cell in the pocket of DD. They're going to have those Goyo canisters to try to stall things out, and even these Elemines being held by Shurip.
Going to play server stairs, Shurip. Ada still on the side side. They have the Thatcher. 4 EMPs left here. Shurip lit.
I think that was Faults up above. He had a vert angle on through top square, so it's going to be a little bit awkward for Shurip to play that position now. DarkZero just biding their time here, working their util.
Hitting lower main right now. Might walk up off this nade.
Here comes the play. Chibisu, that's a critical kill straight on to Newer as you take down the entry fragger on the side of DarkZero, and now it gets awkward. Shuri full wipe. Not worried because he's got that Goyo canister burning things out from up above, and this hatch is still being stalled out by DD. They'll get it open because the Thatcher is alive. This makes Shuri's position very dangerous on blue stairs. He is going to die at some point through this round. The question is how much time can he delay with the Ying Candelas? It's surely only a matter of time before he ends up down. NJR's killed Chibisu in the midst of this too, so this gets really awkward.
Server rack too.
He's playing that backward position, trying to shoot the Candelas. Shurip can't do it, so it's instant death from him. DD dies on the hatch, leaves Zaka alive on the 1v4. This seems almost unwinnable, and from the hatch, it will be NGR clean kill, and that's going to be DarkZero back onto map point.
Clinical round right there. You see just how they use their utility, their drone work to make sure a server. They had the guy behind the server rack. They spotted him. They used the Ying. They used the Grims to pin Shurip on the staircase. The Ying rolled right on top of Shurip. He missed it with a shot. Gets instantly blinded. Shotgun comes in. Clean round. 7-6. Match point again.
Well, that's the first time this game, Dave, through 5 rounds that the attacking team has won the bottom floor on bank. A couple teams have come close. We saw CAG's good attempt in that first half, but ultimately it wasn't going to be enough. No surprise seeing CAG choose that for round 13. A bit of a spoiler, but there might be a surprise for round 14's bomb site selection. Before then, I mean, we can still highlight some of these great plays that came through from DarkZero. It was clinical to close out that round and get themselves the 7-6 lead. But now CAG choosing DarkZero choosing open area for their one and only overtime defense.
I like it. Yeah, throwing them off here. Good lineup right now. Double denial. They have the Tachanka for the site isolation. Smoke up top to stall the roam clear. The mute's going to be good too for the info op, and the Monty's going to be good too to deny the info here.
A reminder that back in the first quarter, DarkZero went Archives Tellers and got a victory on that in round number 3. So they've only shown this bomb site once. That was back in round 6, where they found that successful victory. And the operator lineup is looking pretty similar. NJR on the Tachanka is a bit of a switch up after that Thorn is not being chosen to get brought out. And J9O switching from the Valkyrie over towards the Mozzie. So still hunting for this information. Lobby can be so devastating with those drones, but it's not looked like he's been able to find any of them so far through this early prep phase. CAG, a must-win round here to force that victory up against DZ. Otherwise, map 3 will be next. Cafe, so close to rearing its difficult head here against DarkZero and CAG.
Ram going through on the top right now. Going to be playing this Arc of Attention with the C4. See if he gets a kill off of this here.
Would be such a massive frag from Faults if he gets it through the window. There are players out there on the rappel, but it's not easy. Bang! Just misses. Unfortunately, Zaka goes back up on the rappel. That's smart play to come through from him. Dodge that Nitro Cell as soon as he heard it.
I like you coming out in the lobby side just to see this info. The back was crucial in the last round we saw.
No balk this time. Janino does have a drone stolen. He's driving it through lobby at the moment, so they are going to be a little bit of information.
They know. Yeah, they know where he's walking. They're going to power him here.
This will be free for Janino if he plays this correctly. Has Sharip on a drone, and now actually fighting the player in archives too. Sharip seems to be aware that there might be some pressure up above. He's given away his position. He vaults, he might end up going down. There's a player up here on the rappel too, trying to support his teammates. This is not easy. Newers gets the kill on Anaton. That's going to be the first opening pick. This does get awkward. Sharip eventually dies main lobby. This brings down to a 3v5, and we're starting to see the writing on the wall for this map. CAG need to be able to find some pick back here, but there's been no response of any kind. Top floor still locked down by J9O. His sight is still fully under control of DarkZero 2. Chibisu is fishing for a pick, but nothing's coming his way. DD pushing in through the lobby. Zaka here at the bottom of the square. They've got a little bit of angles here on the soft wall, but really, DarkZero are playing this safe. They understand the advantage they have given themselves. Worried about a player that might be inside of Tellers. I don't believe anybody's in there. There's absolutely fighting Ghost, Dave. Vault's at the top of the blue stairs.
They're ahead of him right now.
They have no clue he's here. The wall is, or the door is barricaded, but the second he wants to punch that open, Zaka might be in a bit of trouble. DD starts with this, and there's the play from Faults. He gets the downer to DD. Kino's some good damage. They find Zaka as well. It's just going to be Chibisu, a 1v5, a flawless round on the board for DarkZero to end this map and force Cafe. They will get it. A solid bounce back from DarkZero as they extend this series.
Jesse, let me talk to you right
here. So let's see one more map to decide our first qualifier to the playoffs.
Thank you so much, Anne. And yes, it all comes down to map 3, DarkZero versus CAG by VARREL. Most of us thought this was going to be a 2-0 for DZ, but CAG have shown up in far better form than anybody expected to the Esports World Cup. They turned heads making it out of the play-ins, and now here in the group stage, making big statements. A 7-0 yesterday over All Gamers, a map 3 versus DarkZero, and anything is possible here on Cafe.
Seeing CAG start on the weaker side, opting to end on the stronger side. DZ banning the Azami. CAG banning the Montang. Wamai coming out, Blackbird coming out, double shield ban coming out to stop Kino. Good to see the Azami Wamai. Gonna hurt the C1 extension to Wamai. Azami gonna hurt the piano extension here. Like to see some castle play. A lot of info coming out here. Cafe such a big info op map. And like I said, you're gonna see the Mozzie mute combination here on the staircases to deny these drones in the early round. Pulse 2 is gonna be very big, and the Valve coming out.
Right.
Wow. Triple info, one denial, and then an info denial too here. So let's see.
We'll jump right into the game here. DarkZero versus CAG. As you mentioned, Dave, CAG choose the defense. They had the choice of it. With how good the attacks have been today, we think this is them starting on the weaker side, giving DarkZero that maybe tougher task of racking up those rounds early. If CAG can get away with a 3-3 split here, if they can have a solid first half, they'll set themselves up very nicely to close out this series. Op bans, of course, a big target on Kino's back with those shields. You don't want to see Kino bringing some of these operators. Only the Blitz going to be left up. Maybe the Fuse if he wants to run it. Meanwhile, I like this Wamai ban. I don't know if I've seen a round on Cafe where Wamai has not been banned since his buff. It feels like that is so common these days on Cafe.
Yes, of course. Especially with the C4-2 gives you so much more capability of playing it.
Yeah. We'll see what this defense wants to look like. You mentioned it, the information's been flowing. Anaton might want to use some of that information to go for a bit of a run out. NJR is his target as he's here on the pillar door. Doesn't hear anything. Now he hears the shots coming out from NJR. That'll prompt the run out, and that's exactly what he wants to find. The Nitro Self with a secure. Will it do it? Yes, sir. Good night, NJR. Good opening pick from Anaton.
We talk about, too, the defense is really forced into making these aggressive plays, and we're seeing that off the rip here.
Yeah, it's always what we're going to see on Cafe. There's so much potential for defenders to try to make some aggressive moves, run out the building, jump out those windows, and that's even more powerful when you combine it with a Pulse on the board, the Valkyrie on the board, and even to some extent that Mozzie. So you see the information being gathered by Zaka, 2 players outside this white window. They could even go for another run out outside a pillar, but it has to be watched for now from DZ.
DZ doubling up on this rappel, carrying for the C4, carrying for the runouts right now. DBC taking some fights here, popping shots out the window. DD going for...
Wow.
Whoa.
Chibisu wins that fight under Kino, somehow hits the headshot straight into the gridlock. That's going to be now a 2-man lead favoring CAG, and they can just sit on their hands. They don't have to play aggressive anymore, Dave.
Yep. A lot of C4s too here to C4 the window seals right now. Can I get another kill? Nope. Oh, off the rappel. Chibisu 1 HP right now.
Yeah, that's a ton of damage from the Capitao bolt.
Round walk coming out right now.
Newer's in a potential position to make a play. Up the brown stairs, over towards the pillar. A lot of these players, though, if they're not on the top floor, they're inside sight. DD's actually down on the bottom floor as well, so there's a lot of map control being held by CAG. Newer can spot those players in sight, and Jan, I know, does eventually find that refrag onto Anaton. Here comes that flank you're mentioning, Dave. It's going to be DD straight up these stairs, finds Faults first, but he instantly gets traded back by Newers. That's going to be now down to a 2v3. This still favors CAG, but with 60 seconds on the clock, they've got things to work with on the side of DarkZero. They're going to push in through Train, aware that they don't have top floor control. That's the biggest problem here, but they can still try to sneak a plant in through the dining side, making their way through the fire pit now. Janino clearing all of these angles, the wall fully soft over towards white, so it's a dangerous proposition. Zaka finds Newers on this mid-floor site, takes down Chibisu on the down. The Nitro Cell gets ripped, we hear it. Doesn't sound like it's gonna get exploded. And I know, in the 1v2, after getting that first pick, 30 seconds on the board, aware that one might still be on the white stairs, so he's watching for that angle, but he doesn't know the position of Zaka. This is just so awkward. Shu Reap has also made his way over towards Museum, so this is just so difficult. Finds the shot, J9O, hello. All of a sudden, this has become so much more winnable. There's 15 seconds. He's got to check every angle one by one. Zaka's not playing this over aggressive. He's still on those white stairs, and J9O doesn't seem to have any idea. Zaka's actually going to walk into some track stingers. Uh-oh. Hold on. This utility might now favor J9O. 2 seconds. This plant's going to get finished. He sticks with it. That's going to be a huge downside. J9O gets it. It's a 4K from Jack, and DZ somehow grabbed the win in round 1.
I mean, that's a veteranism right there. That's talent. Wow. I've seen him win those all the way back to when we were underage, you know. Never give up on Jack in the clutch here.
Jesus, unreal.
That round was so good for CAG. Having that come out as the first round for J9 to take it from you, that's got to be just a big momentum killer.
That's one of the hardest rounds to win, I think, that we've witnessed in this series, Dave. The fact that DZ come through on the very first round of Cafe and clutch that success out of the jaws of defeat. Really impressive stuff from DZ. J9O, 4 kills on the round. Newer's credited with 1 as well. A great start for Cafe.
Going into the basement here, running the Echo for the win con. A little bit of smoke here. Should be playing VIP side or playing the Whiskey side to solve for lower brown. Bringing the double trap out right now if they do want to bring the blitz. Easy looking to opt for a roam clear right now, switching to the sledge here. See if they bring the ram out or not. The gridlock 2 is going to be really good here for the staircases. Bringing out the solid thing just to be playing on the white side. NJR going to be scanning VIP here. Camatug's going to be great to smoke and isolate inside the site, and the flames are going to be great too to displace.
You expect much of a roam? Because I feel like it's pretty rare, but we're seeing Chibisu playing that mute currently inside of reading. Shu Reap's on the top floor. There is some potential for
maybe a light roam here. I see if they have the freezer hatch pop, they might play a layer right now.
Right.
It's reinforced, so it shouldn't be. No, it's not going to be a roam. They're just bringing the mute for the VIP extension here. They're countering the snake out, so they've done some prep work there.
Yeah. Might have put some of those jammers. Yeah, there's at least a couple here on the mid floor, so that might give a little bit of pause to DZ, slow them down on this clear, but of course, there's nobody here to find, so it should be a slow round all around. DarkZero have lost their last 4 straight attacks here on the bottom floor of Cafe. That's versus 4Fun, Wildcard, and M80. So historically, this has not been a great bomb site for them, but they've got the right tools to try to work through things here. I like the soft breach being brought by J9O. Kino here on the shield, of course, the Blitz, one of his favorite operators. The only one he'll have left after the Monty Blackbeard bans.
The Blitz bringing Breach of Charge 2 here just to help with that vert. Gridlock's going to make the retake really hard right there. You saw how good the track singers are now, especially just making that limp. It just slows you down, especially when you get hit and does damage to you. Extremely annoying right now. Let's see if they go for VIP clean or they're just going to go for the execute right now. Starting to vert right now, putting breaching charges down.
Only 1 C4 from Chibisu. That could be a bit of a pressure coming forward, but he's playing VIP, so he's probably just holding it for the
hatch drop here. Capital on the vert, looking to clear out coffee side, making all angles into sight. Outside of they might flip Bake with the Capital here. Ooh.
Okay, this might get unexpected. Anaton's playing Bake right now on the
Echo,
yeah, on the Echo, so this could be really scary. As soon as that door opens up, he's going to get off his cams as he recognizes the threat that's coming his way. The firebolts are being really dangerous. Now he's got a Blitz in his face too. That'll be a dead Anaton immediately, but Zaka got one back, so it's only a 4v4. J9O and the Vert still playing those strong angles for the trade back. Now we see these Toxic Babes coming through to stall things out on the Bakery side. There's so much Vert. Kino's gotten really deep on this Blitz, but he takes so much damage damage, and DD eventually gets that kill. He does get down, though. It's a 2v3 favoring DarkZero. Chibisu and Shuri both inside of Whiskey. They're trying to make their way back towards the bomb site. The long angle from Newers, though. He's holding the cross back into the bomb site, perfectly positioned. Gets one, Shuri into the site. Shuri wants to take down this player on the stairs. Can't do it. Newers, a great round from Red, and DZ convert for the execute.
Really good call right there. You really saw it, really caught them off guard right there, because the vert it's really hard, because if you give Bake, you already gave him the top, and the vert initial kitchen, it just completely denies prep in the spot that they were playing close. Anatune gets out, doesn't get out, but the Thorn gets out. Anatune's left in the rock and a hard spot with the blitz in his face, getting punched, and that was just a great round. CAG calling a timeout right now, because you see CAG trying to play into the prep work, thinking they're going to go backside execute. They flip Bake side, one step ahead of them. Great round from them.
Sparky, the Italian head coach of CAG, choosing this as his moment to call his TAC timeout. It was back on map number 1 when DZ used their timeout after going down 2-0 back on Lair. That was quite a while ago. It was not the most effective TAC timeout as DZ spiraled out of control to a 5-0 deficit that they did eventually lose. Now CAG are hoping to avoid that same fate. The attacks have been really fast from DarkZero. Felt like the second push was so dominant as well. Do you think this is just like a calm down timeout, especially after how they lost round 1?
I think it needs to be a shift in their play style right now, because you know, the first round they did kind of give it away, but that round they weren't really in it just with solving wise, because they thought they were going to go backside. They go into that bake front, and I feel like right now they might have to make a call and switch off the prep work, go into more of the default cafe side. So let's see what they do here. Bring out the Cade right now. Ella, Thorn, Mute, Warden, Train. Usually you see the site, you kind of give the top a little bit here, play for a light layer. You have the triple C4 combo, so you can play the reading side, play the train side for the C4, the cigar double C4, the long bar C4, and the stack C4 are all very good here. Just try to displace them on the top side. And usually you're going to have people playing in the basement a lot here, playing for that lower red retake. You see the wall getting opened up, so you cannot play in train. So the late round is very important right now for CAG.
Going to be trying to hold on to all 3 of these floors, at least initially coming through from CAG.
Going to be a quick one,
Yeah, we've just changed the operators. They were initially running the Thatcher, the Striker, but we've changed all of that up, and so we're looking at Amaru, we're looking at a Finka.
Going fast and fierce. I like this too, especially you're starting off on the attacking side. Being able to put your foot down is very important here.
Kino, with that Amaru, with the Finka, he's got this diffuser in his pocket, so he's just going to be trying to use this util while his teammates make the space. NJR on this Amaru is going to be a scary one to watch as well, so just going to try to explode in towards the bomb site. A lot of these players actually starting over towards Cocktail side.
Shock drone.
NJR eyeing up a repellent on the piano side here. We're going to go through reading right now.
Our hook in hand.
Bait smoke right now.
Just a bit of a bait, slowing this down for now. Still using some of these charges. Here comes the Finka boost, and this might be it. Kino instantly dead to Chibisu, but the space is taken by Faults. Here comes NJR straight in towards Piano. There's nobody to find here on the top floor, unfortunately. Chibisu is the one that's dealing all the damage. He's just playing bottom pillar. He took down Newers, and now Faults left outside the pillar door, desperately hunting for a pick back. Misses that angle, actually doesn't see him, and somehow misses the shots too. NJR on the top floor will finally get rewarded with a pick, but it's just going to be Zaka going down. This is still full site control coming through from CAG, so NJR works his way down these stairs, hits an LMI, but wins the fight. That's going to be okay. There's Chibisu traded out, the monster from this round so far, so that brings us down to a 3v3. Lots of damage, and Fault gets slowed by the Thorn Trap. Still NJR pushes his way down these white stairs for a 3rd kill. He could get all 5 now at this point. Goes for the reload inside of Laundry. These last 2 players, both in and around the site. One's inside of mining, one's inside of dining. They've still got really good pressure in towards the bomb sites. Fault holding a long angle. CAG, there's so much time on the clock, so they feel a little bit of pressure to start making some moves back behind the bomb chassis. Shuri is facing the pressure of Faults. They've got a really good bit of map control now from DarkZero. They stall things out by pillar.
They're split right now. DD's inside the dining side with his wall caded. Aren't going to be able to get the Cade off charge off unless they go below here. It's going to be on Shoop to stay alive. NJR holding a cheese angle through, rotating lower red. Going to be, because they made the lower red hold, they should be able to kill him.
DD had the angle there, but he's not quite able to find the frag. NJR on a triple kill so far. Would love to be able to open things up with an ace, but Faults is rotated over towards red stairs, so they know of his position. They certainly will as the F2 starts to sing. Looking towards both of these sites, they're applying pressure to Shureep. This could be massive. DD takes down Faults. It's a big pick over in the other bomb site, but Shureep's having a lot of success. He takes down another one as well. NJR will need the ace to win this round for DarkZero. He just misses the shot there on a Shureep. One bullet's all it'll take, but he doesn't find it. DD with the pistol does so, and that's going to be CAG on the board.
What a round. Waiting for DD to cross out and help his teammate right there. too. I think CAG, honestly, they're getting these opening kills, and they're making great plays, dedicating the wall off, but GBC staying extended in the hallway. They need to kind of get back to each other and really play for these advantages right now. They're giving a DZ a way back into this round.
Do we see the Blitz ban here, Dave?
Blitz or an info op here?
Blitz or an info op?
Blitz it is. And they get rid of the mute. Okay. It's going to get weird here.
This mute ban scares me a
lot of Deimos, a lot of Dokkaebi, a lot of Snake here. Be ready for it.
Exactly, yeah. This is going to be really tough. Newers will instantly jump on that Snake. Still time to swap off of it, but I mean, this is just going to be DarkZero playing with the information that they are going to be given. I like this position they're in with the op bans.
Going back reading right now. Pulse Mozzie going to be a good combination. The mirror is going to be really nice too. I want to see if they put a horizontal mirror. They do 2 top mirrors, 1 C1, 1 tarp here. Castle going to be coming out too. Or they might do a bathroom mirror also here.
Right.
Castle coming out just a slow on the stop side, making them have to rotate around to get those castles off. And honestly, too, a lot of teams have been doing a lot of cheese plays with the castles. You'll see 4. They'll be peeking the castle barricades right now. The Thorn's just going to be a good trap operator just to slow them down.
Yeah, definitely a different hold coming out from CAG. They changed a lot of these operators up.
It'll be a top hard zone right now, probably.
Okay.
Freezer extension, yep, with the castle. Going to push the mirror, going to play C1 here. They don't have much projectile denial, though, so we have to care for a nade take.
Yeah, the Wamai banned out at the very start of the game from DZ, so it's going to be tough sometimes to stop some of these pushes, and Kino instantly jumping on that Ying, trying to take advantage of the Wamai ban.
And no Warden, too, here, so the Ying is going to eat.
The mirror windows will still be powerful, facing their way in towards Piano. This is where almost every attacking team will start their push on Cafe. Newers wants to try to play from down below on the Vert too. It can be kind of tough sometimes when the bomb site is on that mid floor to get the Vert pressure going, but it's going to
go quick again.
Oh yeah, right in towards the pillar door. This could be fast indeed. It will be. Kino in through the site immediately. The plant spot is being gathered by False. He's going deep into the site before he starts that plant. The Candela is just making all of this space. He's run through the entire middle floor. Kino is desperate to find a pick. Will eventually take down DD, but everybody else on his team is died. The shotgun will sing and the plant will go down. So this is winnable, but it's still tricky.
Retake top should be one con here for Kino with the
going
shotgun
up these
too.
white stairs. Close with the angles. He wants to find these players pushing deep into him. Everybody on CAG other than Zaka is up on this top floor trying to play the Vert. They're hunting to take down Faults, but he's taking some damage early. Gets outside the building. I like that from Faults. Kino just biding his time. They might try to force him to jump on this disable before they do anything crazy. The Lion Charge slows things down. Both GBC and Anderson will move, and that's going to open the opportunity for Kino, but he loses the fight. 1v3 now for Faults in the post lane. He's got to be good with the DMR, but he doesn't even find one. GBC does it. 11 seconds. They should be there in time. GBC will jump on it, and CAG tie the game to a piece. Another fast rush strat that doesn't work out for DarkZero.
I think they were honestly in a win position right there. If Kino just stays a little bit more passive, makes them drop into the site and plays for the retake for the late con, they're in a great spot right there. But good reactions from CAG to shut that down.
Kino just desperate to get those picks off the Lion scan, I think.
Yeah. But I think there too, also, when the diffuser goes down, I feel like the diffuser is another person. You know, it's a 3v3 right there. So you have to make sure that they get on that bomb. They're actually hitting before you activate.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely felt like maybe DZ moved a little bit fast. They lost a lot of bodies in the start of that rush, too. I mean, that was a tough situation. We were watching Kino sprint through the site, but at the same time, it felt like the kill feed was all favoring CAG, so a tough spot to be in.
Bomb located by attackers.
Going back to the basement here. Going to bring the Goyo. Going to bring the smoke out. Switching off the Echo. Bringing more traps right now. Bringing the tuber out, too, just a slow C4 capability, too, up the hatch. Should see him go VIP side instead of the mute. Switching off of that here. Yeah. Just bringing more stall right now. Probably going to be a clean right now. Bringing out the Ram, bringing out the Fuse, Habana, Grim, Gridlock. Going to be a nice one here.
5 seconds remaining.
Without the mute, it feels almost impossible to go for a roam strategy. They like kind of teased it on the last time they went for Kitchen, but didn't commit to going for anything aggressive. Similarly, this time, they're not going to go for anything aggressive. And I mentioned it as an option back when we saw those first set of operator bans, but Kino will be bringing the Fuse Shield. Why do you think he wants it for this bomb site? Why is it so effective here for Kitchen?
Really good just to clear the util inside the site, clear out the flames, clear anything on Sync side, and it just creates a lot of chaos too if you leave one place above. And the shield's really good too because being on that high HP, any C4s and stuff like that are really hard to kill you. They're cutting the white fall down, get that opening kill off of that.
Wow.
Great onto GBC right there. Great play there.
Really good coordination. Chibisu just trying to play a little aggressive on those white stairs. The second that wall gets opened up by the Havana, he can't rotate back to the site, so he's forced to push upwards. Vault is waiting. Uh-oh, this spot is cheesy, and Reap will get a free pick because of it. J9O now dies. Worried about more pressure, but not really anybody else with him. On the pillar door, he's got a bit of pressure facing him, but there's still nobody else really from DarkZero in the building, so that's just going to be Reap existing on the top floor until DZ can commit to go for a clear. Makes things awkward on this execute now.
Yes, and Anitune's still above too. They're going to flip towards the side, I'm pretty sure, right now.
2 players up above pushing the site might just be the best call. You've got a 2v4 if you can isolate these picks and get them down early, but the flank potential will be coming in at some point. Zach is still holding this front door. DD inside the site as well. They've got to be rock solid here as anchors as they wait for their teammates to come back down. Shreep's at the bottom of white stairs. Aniton's at the bottom of red stairs. They've come back to site, and Shreep's finding kills. Kino dead on the shield now. That's going to give man advantage back over towards CAG. DZ stall out once more.
CAG in a good spot right now. They don't need to take too many fights right now. Sheer just being a major problem. Can't impact this wall to get the kill on the crew.
DG have yet to lead here on this third map. This could be their opportunity. The best spot they've been in yet. Shurip again in a very dangerous position. Watching over that hatch is just Newers. He's not going to be ready for this flank if it does come in his way. There's too many things to worry about. Fault will start to take over towards Coat Check. At the same time, Zaka goes down to NJR over towards Whiskey, so this might actually be a good spot. They don't have Diffuse Kit. It's down at the bottom of white stairs, so they've got to keep that in mind with 50 seconds to go.
One playing red right now has to rotate on Whiskey. Let's see if Nick clears this.
NJR just looking towards site. He does not see the player on red stairs. It's going to be Aniton who gets that frag. There's a player Coat Check that's just going to be false, but he's not in a good position to go for this trade, so this might be caught easy now for CAG. Newer scratches the rotate back from Shurip. That's going to be Aniton, though, and it's going to be Trade City here favoring CAG. Newers will use these Bs. He actually gets good pings onto DD. That helps him out, but with the shotgun, this is still a really tough fight to try to take. He's got the Bailiff in hand, a shotgun of his own. He wants to defuse kit before he commits to this fight. 17 seconds, tries to play a long angle up against this smoke. DD still under cover of these Bs, but wins the fight anyways. The SAS shotgun reigns supreme, and CAG take the lead.
Get around from them. Really just playing to stop what DZ want to do, having 2 players off-site, even the third. Shibisu gets opening killed, but they have still those 2 players on the top floor that they don't have accounted for.
Yep.
Just great misinformation right now. Really throwing DZ off here.
3-2 now, DarkZero. We talked about the attacking side probably being favored here on this third map, Dave, with how good both teams have been on the offense. Now we're seeing some of these defense rounds go more in the way of CAG, and it feels like it's coming off the back of certainly some aggressive and unexpected plays from CAG, but also DZ went for 2 really fast rush plays that both ended up falling flat.
Yeah, I feel like, they might look to slow it down here or just keep it going right now, because they're in close positions in those rounds, but very hard here. Going back to mining right now where they went for one of those quick plays. They're going to be bringing out the Clash. Look at this info, though. Soulless, Valk, and Pulse right now, plus the Warden to counter the Ying combination. It's a lethal lineup coming out from CAG here. Going into the Maru, Nook, Laz, Deimos. They're going to stay fast here.
10 seconds left before insertion.
So now this ends up being a critical round. DarkZero 3-3 seems like it might be necessary to save themselves in this matchup. The winner of this best of 3 series will likely be the second team to advance. Well, they'll definitely be the second team to advance towards top 8. Forgot for a second if that A stream was finished or not, but indeed it was, and told us on the break that Falcons did secure their spot, so...
Wildcard one.
Wildcard, excuse me. You're right. Wildcard, the first team top 8 at the Esports World Cup.
Falcons can't take him down. The weapon. Super Soldier 9-4.
If DarkZero do this, that would be back-to-back NA teams to be the first 2 squads making it to top 8. North America cementing itself as
one of the strongest regions in the world. I used to call us near airport. All I gotta say.
NA definitely feeling like it is powering up here in Rainbow Six Siege, but Japan as well, finding some big impact. CAG representing APAC North have done so much work so far at this tournament, eliminating the only NA team who've gone home so far. Here comes the push now, trying to clear this top floor.
Going quick right now on the Clash. Clash is alone. Clash might die here. Gotta put an EMP out so they can run it down on him. Get the kill on the Clash.
Perfect.
Great round from them right now.
Zakadai Newers as well, just pushing in through Cigar, so that's going to be a massive 2-man lead. Shurip flanks up the red stairs to take down Newers. It's a good trade back onto the Nook, and all of a sudden, Shibisu's in for 2. He gets traded by Kino, but because of that, it's now a 2v2 with a minute 40 still on the clock. NJR's on the Amaro. We haven't even talked about it, but he's inside of the bottom of white. Nobody's downstairs on that bottom floor from CAG, but they don't know that necessarily on DZ. They're going to take a minute to slow down.
DD right now is at the site. It's the same duo right now, DD and Shroop, within the last mining round. See how they can play this the same way. The wall's not going to be Katie here. They're going to be able to get the wall open with the Grim cans right now. Have the Grim beat to displace. Get that info on DD here. Nick with the cross. Let's see if he can... Oh, he's going to go to the drone hole probably.
ED's going to concede this. Might want to try to force DarkZero to plant this defuse kit before they try to power this position together. It is equal man count, but as the defenders, if you can make this an advantage for those 7 seconds while plant's going down, that can favor you. NJR figuring out that there's nobody in dining at the moment, so with that clear, they can know these last couple of players should be around dining and train. There is potential for a flank they've got to worry about unless they've got a drone up on the top floor. An option for Shu Reap.
Good
shot. NJR cracks the round wide open. Shu Reap answers with a great shot of his own. Now it's a 1v1. Season sprint past the angle. Hits it both. Shu Reap continues to be a monster for CAG, shutting things down and winning the half 4-2.
Wow. We'll calmly feel like he takes a drink of water. They get him another bottle, guys. He just ran out.
Shu Reap having the tournament of his life. He was the MVP yesterday, Dave, in a 13-4 performance versus all gamers, and now coming alive against DarkZero. This is starting to get really scary for the North Americans.
And anyone who wants to get better at clutching at home, you see how he gets that initial kill. They have the info on where he is. He takes immediate action to reposition, to throw Kino off, and by the time Kino has the information of where he is, he's already in the advantage in that fight. So it's just great clutching from Shu Reap right there.
Shu Reap, the 22-year-old from Saitama. He's been on this team again for about 2.5 years at this point. He's been grinding with CAG for quite a bit of time. He is no stranger to the international stage, but top 8, something that has primarily eluded him throughout his career. It feels like we're starting to see a new CAG come alive. It's not just a team that can take down bottom feeder teams like Shopify Rebellion. They're also beating the top of the top, as DarkZero are now in a difficult position.
And I feel like, too, CAG have been putting in the work, scrimming them. They scrim 8 a.m. their time against NA teams all over the world. So they've been putting in that work. They've been VOD reviewing hard. They've been working for this. And when you put in that work, you can see that product come to light in these tournaments here. So I'm happy for them.
It's a good era to be in, with APAC finding some serious success here at the Esports World Cup. Up 4-2 at the half versus DarkZero. We'll, of course, have our 2-minute halftime timeout where both coaches will get an opportunity to talk with their players. These DZ guys, I mean, they must be starting to feel the pressure. This is maybe one of the toughest games they've had to play since forming as a roster.
Of course, and going up onto the defensive side, CAG looked really nice on the attacking side on Lair, and I expect to put that same pressure on the DZ here.
Everything on the line here at the Esports World Cup. I like that smile coming in at the end there from Callout. It shows that the vibes are still up on the side of DZ.
Of course.
To me, this feels like a team where they could be down. They could have lost 7-0 on map 1. 8-7 win on map 2, down 6-0 at the half, and they'd still be smiling. It's important to keep that momentum up, right?
Exactly, and it's all a mindset. There's no attachment to the expectation, so they're enjoying the game, they're enjoying the work they've put in, and that's all you can really do at this tournament here. So they're going to go out and play this last half. Going up to the defensive side, let's see the bans getting out from CAG and DZ right now.
We're expecting a Wamai once again. I feel like that's such a staple on this map.
Could be even be some info here. Mira, Monty. Might be a double shield ban. Might get rid of the Blackbeard here.
Anaton, the most infamous shield player of all time by many people's count.
I'd say, maybe say Spirits is probably the top.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. I think Spirits really revolutionized this new shield play, especially with the Blackbeard.
Yeah.
A lot of new tech, but Anatun was always a long-standing shield player.
Yep.
Yep, Wamai. The Snake Monty ban, getting rid of the info, getting rid of the just the catalyzation on the Monty. Going mining first here. Solus for deep state. You have the Cage just to slow, the 2 route to slow, the Azami for an extension, and the Jaeger too. It might run a little piano extension right now. Play the layer game on the top floor here. Already threw a Cade down.
Second half feeling very scary for DarkZero. They will have to be better than their opponents here on the defensive side. Both Kaid Claws actually going down quite early in this
he pre-placed for the dining wall.
I see.
So they're going to be playing the deep layer here.
How fast do you want to see CAG, assuming they're trying to take top floor control here? I mean, I guess what's the game plan you want to see from CAG, I guess, and how, what pace in the round you want to see?
You need to go for top floor quicker if they're playing for like the deep, just the basement and the deep flanks, so you have to make sure you're not giving them the C4 kills and the opening kills, but you have to make sure you're pushing them back, and I feel like it's I'd say around 2 minutes to a minute 45. You really want to look for that ranger you have top floor established, so you can see if they're playing basement with the pulse. They have the solos here, and you can really put pressure on the reading side. You want to see if you want to end dining. They have the K, they have the tube to slow you. So obviously you probably have the end mining side here. So it's going to take time for you to figure all that out and actually solve it.
And I know on the budget Wamai, even before the buffs, he would run Wamai almost permanently on this bomb site. So it's not a surprise to see him picking up that Jaeger here for round number 7, the first defense of the half. Anderson also jumping on that shield as we've come to expect from him. Monty banned out, but he'll happily take that Blackbeard. And this top floor clear will start to begin. Any players that you're looking for in particular to get active early here in this round?
I'm looking at the solos right now from Neuros.
Okay.
And honestly, Shirip too here. Been a staple on the Zofia.
Yeah. I mean, Shirip has just found so much success. He's really been enjoying the Solid Snake as well, so that ban clearly targeting him and the success that he's had so far in the server.
Got an impact there that would stop anyone playing Shaiko here. Already calling the solos right now. Let's see if he tanks this.
It's like
Gonna tank the call so his phone gets destroyed. Lower red alert coming out for DD here. Playing for the pixel clear. Jack has to be careful.
Oh, this is a freebie if he hits the headshot, but he just whiffs a couple of shots, barely missing the head, doesn't miss twice. Shirip takes down J90, the damage so devastating there on the Zofia. Now they've got the man lead. They can start to push their way through this top floor. You said minute 45, but they've got these kills. They might not need the time. A double now for Shirip. He's going up to 8 and 4 on Cafe, continuing to be the best player in the server for CAG.
There's great kills from him, really playing that east balcony extremely well.
Yep.
They gave him that space early. You see a lot of teams try to contest that. Lurking down on the DD. DD's going to get this. Oh, crew. Wow. Great shot. They're back in the round now here.
DD not ready for it.
Yep.
NJR equalizing, shuts down the monster of Shirip outside the building, so that's going to bring things all back in favor of DarkZero. A minute 9 on the clock, and Zach is going to start to work here on the hard breach. They've got full top floor control, Dave, but it was quite costly.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, you have the Case on the dining wall. You have the 2 who are up playing in there with Junior. Kino's going to look to bump out of sight side here, going reading side. Still that C4 in pocket. Still 2 C4s. They're going to go for reading side clear here off of Anatune catalyzing. Duke are going to be playing inside lower red, or is he mining side? He's playing inside the mining side right now, okay? So it's 3 side here. This can get difficult in mining side. They're very bunched up. Going to have the hatch open. Should try to have someone on the hatch flashing dining so you can displace from the hallway here.
Right.
You look for News to activate. He's going down white right now, Zaka.
Here we see the play coming forward. Anderson starting to get aggressive. It eats a little bit of damage down. With that Nitro cell from Kino, it's not going to be quite enough. The flashbang just over that dining wall, trying to flash these players inside the site, but there's no movement off of it. They need to breach this wall. That's what Zach will be starting to work on now, but the two brow slows things down. They don't have time for this. NJR, great shot on a Chibisu. This just hold has been so strong. They are rock solid in the bomb site, and DZ took the first round of the half.
That's very good, too. Just a great way to find themselves back in that round, because they just have that. They have that extension in mining where they have that that wall reinforced, the K, the tube. So in the late round, you just run into this brick wall that you think you can get through, but then the tube comes out and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to walk through a doorway. And they have the double up. Crew's not playing the big, he's playing inside the site. He can help them. So it's just great rotations right there. A big fight from him on to DD2, because if he loses that, the round could slip.
For sure, for sure. We'll see some of these replays now. Again, it started quite strong with Shirip getting that early advantage just outside of Pillar, but things just go the way of DZ. They do a great job of battling things back, and it didn't feel like they were really able to break into that mining site on the side of CAG. So while a 4-2 half split is never what you're looking for, DZ 1 round away from tying things up after a good first start.
Going reading here, double info again. The Pulse this is one of the Pulse's best sites here. You have the Cade, you have the smoke. Should be doing a little bit of a TARP hard zone or a B2 hard zone right now. The Goyo also just great deny for the side and on the top floor right now. Again, players to watch, I'd say watch Junior this round. They'd watch for, they're not going to bring the Grim.
5 seconds left.
I'd say just, again, watch for Shirip here. Playing the East Balk, see how they want to deny him. Pulse going to be starting train side, or he's going to start, yeah, he's going back to the East Balk side here. Soul's going to start lower red.
Lots of map control early being contested by DarkZero with players on all 3 of these floors. It's just going to be Newers down here on the bottom, but Shirip is not interested in clearing him out unless he is. Way over on the bakery side, Chibisu is close by.
I'm swapping mags.
Potential for a run out, but I don't think the information's quite there for Newers. He will just get on his scanner, and Chibisu is safe up on the roof. This looks like it's going to be a pretty standard clear, Dave, just getting on the roof, working their way in through Cigar.
And that's what Cafe is, too. It's a very step-by-step map, and that's why the defense has to kind of find a spot where they want to break that push, because it is a very attacker-sided map here if you let the attack their engine roll in here.
Right. J9O and Faults, the two defenders on this top floor, trying to lock this down. And of course, with NJR below, they have some potential to feed information. Newer's not likely to find anyone here as there's no targets available, so puts the impact back in his pocket.
DD outside of the basement too here.
Yeah.
I think he has info on him though. Bomb on cam. Going bake side right now.
DD, he was so instrumental in winning that first map for CAG. Instead, it's going to be Kino who takes down Chibisu elsewhere around the map, and Newers has actually given up this bottom floor control. So as DD just walks on in, Newers will evade his capture. And now the top floor clear is well underway too. Anaton's starting to make some space in towards back bar. There are still Faults and J9O up here trying to make this play happen. They're stalling things out with the Toxic Babes. Barbed wire also being really annoying to get through, so this time is just being ticked down by DarkZero.
Our balls are cated right now. It's a great hard zone. They get the kill on the layer too.
Oh boy.
Beautiful. Oh, dies to the Claymore.
Okay,
3v3.
Pick back. DD eventually finds Newers. He was hunting that pick for a very long time, but his teammates are all dying. Zaka goes down to Faults, and it's just going to be Anaton left alive on this top floor as DD will join him up those red stairs. 65 seconds on the clock here, Dave. They've got good breach despite the fact that Zaka did go down. Who's favored in these final 60 seconds?
I'd say DZ right now. It's a 2-3 split right now, so they could be able to retake the top of both drop pillar side here. You have 2 nades, 1 smoke left, so you need to try to just bait on Anatune right now. DD needs to stay at the top. Make sure he can hold for the top retake. He's going train side right now. Faults with the kill. Wow.
Yeah, DD's just trying to work a pick there, trying to get his team back in the man count mid, but Faults.
OG.
Back to back, the captain.
Step it up when they need him.
Really nice frags to come through there at the end. DarkZero tied the game 4-4, and we're right back in it.
Yeah. Right here. Here we go.
And I know flipping through all those.
You see them, man. They got so many strats, man.
Pages upon pages upon pages. You can difficulty, right?
Look how you see how thin theirs is, and you go back to the DZ one. They have like it's almost like an encyclopedia strat book.
Strats are very deep on this North American side. Brings in their major champs. Bottom floor. This would be a perfect
adding the echo here.
Yep.
Look for that right now. Bring out the Aruni, the Goyle, the smoke combination. The Ella playing VIP side should be a basic horizontal extender right now. Looking out for their setup on the attacking side. The BB, the Gridlock for the staircase, the Habana for the hat, so Dokubi to help with the clear. The Ram's going to be for the vert. Let's see here. See if Habana brings breaching charge to help with the vert right now.
Right. We'll have to see what this push ends up coming together. The Thatcher, what's that even
for? You know, I saw EP try to Thatcher the Echo drones yesterday.
Right.
So it could be for that, could be for the smoke canisters, but
interesting.
Maybe the smoke canisters, and maybe if they think they're bringing a CAG, you know, maybe they didn't have an operator spotted, so they might just think it's a CAG. So yeah, they just have that initially here.
Fair enough. Do see the kite from time to time here on the bottom floor. It's not usually worth a ban on Cafe, but we do see it being brought out every now and again.
Of course. Junior behind the big bar, DMR in hand.
This should be a slow round. We have a little bit of a roam from Faults on brown stairs, but he's already back to sight, so that shouldn't be anything too worried about.
First one should stay up the longest, probably going to be crew on the red here. Just playing to shoot a ram drone, has double impact. You see 6 impacts come. Well, Jack won't be able to impact anything, but 4 impacts coming out to deny this vertical play here. And you have reaching charges on the Thatcher here to help with the vert and dining right now. It's going to be the train vert. It's going to be the main question. How much can Zaka get from it?
All eyes on Zaka now to be able to make sure he can get these floorboards nice and open. There's 60 seconds deep into this round. They're just starting to realize that it is all free for the taking. So
he already lost 1 drone Destiny too.
Right. Yeah, over here towards red. That's where they tried to pop it up, but it looks like it was cleared out. And I like this. Kino and Newers both just holding on to impacts, waiting for these ram drones. Here comes the second one in through mining. The impact misses though, so that's still going to be really good information. Shooting down through these floorboards. Good from Zach, able to get all of these floors open. This is exactly what he had to do to win this round. Now they're going to put 1 more down and start to provide even more pressure towards the site.
Red Halvert's going to be weak though here, especially above the coffee double door.
Yep.
We need a breach shot from DD here.
Make those positions of NJR and Faults a little bit safer. Can play over towards that red stair side, over towards Kochek. Hatch, of course, has been opened up without any real issues, and they're starting to burn some of these Goyo canisters in the site as well. It's clearly that they've found some good value out of these cluster charges. Spotting out this Ella inside of VIP as well. They're going to have to find some way past it, but they've got Anderson on the shield for the drop.
And the good thing about the Ella too is it counters the shield play really hard right now.
Yep.
Great Echo Cam 2 to spot Brown information and seeing the Ram right now. Wow.
Yeah, this is really good intel favoring DarkZero. They have all the tools they need to win this round. They could even call for a flank up the brown stairs for Faults. That's exactly what's going on. Kino is making this call, so Faults will take the bait. Looks like some of these track stingers have already been shot off, so he can move up quite quietly. He steps into one track stinger, though, and will have to back on off.
Just a flash.
Missed from Zaka. He's not going to be able to flash that one out, so a little bit slow here coming through, but Newers finds the opening pick straight on Anaton. There's another one coming through. 5v3 favoring DarkZero, trying to fight this VIP player, but J9O is playing it really passive, really smart so far. They don't have to over-aggress into this. They know the push is coming down through these white stairs. DD gets down. This is going to be 5-4 for DarkZero unless these two players can do something amazing.
Running out of steam right now.
SMG goes 1-for-1. Perfect trade from DarkZero. Leaves Zach on the 1v4 getting spammed by the Yokai drones. Good luck. DarkZero, a perfect start to the second half. They are running away with the game, Dave.
In clinical rounds right there, you see how in sync they are, especially to CAG really going for that preset plant play, not really taking any space VIP side, any space red side, really allowing DZ to feel comfortable and to make their mini plays on that bottom floor right there.
Yep.
CAG just giving them too much control and too much respect right now, because you really need to make them very uncomfortable here on the defensive side, and they're just not doing that right now.
What's the problem here that they have to ban out for CAG?
I don't think any operator will handle the problem, but it's more or less just their play style and just the space and respect they're giving them. They're going to get rid of the solos to try to kill some of that info.
Yep.
Getting rid of the blitz too, just to stop the shield play. Going to be forced into the Blackbeard. Going to pick that in straight into that here.
Interesting. Anderson's only really been running the Blackbeard and the Fuse, I suppose, as well. He hasn't shown the Blitz even once. Why do you think they banned the Blitz instead of the Blackbeard, which he's been favoring so far?
I think they just want the Blitz gone. You know, I feel like a lot of teams just prefer a few shields than the other. You know, I know Wildcard, they do like, what do they do? Like Monty, BB sometimes. So it really depends on team. And I feel like the Blitz can be kind of annoying, especially just getting that initial foothold. Because in Blackbeard, you know, you can't flash somebody like that. So yeah.
Fair enough. We also see that Solus getting banned out, as you mentioned, Dave. That's what Newers has been playing for the majority of this second half, so he's going to have to switch things up. Goes to the Valkyrie, which can also be really strong for information.
Yes.
So it doesn't feel like he's changing his
even stronger, I feel like, for information. Yeah. Because you can really spread them across the map, and it's very active info, too. Everyone can make plays off them. Everyone can be on the camps. Whereas the Solus, it's just very... You can calm that info, but not everyone can be on it, except for you here.
Right. Especially with the 4 Nitro cells, like they can really guide those C4s, try to pick up some freebies.
Bringing out the Mute 2 here, they switched the K, they switched the Tube around too, just switched it off people here.
Right.
Not running more of a top extend, because they did run the Jaeger Azami last time, did a little C1 pixel hold. Looks like they're back in the hard zone up to Tarp with the smoke right now, using the Tube, using the Cade from below to stall here. Off all the Valk info with the C4s, forcing them into a funnel.
Okay. So similar idea with this hold. You've still just got 2 players on the top floor.
They're just moving it back, forcing CAG deeper into the map, having them to get that foothold, not giving them the kills on the initial front, and just pushing them deep into the round right now. And that's worse for CAG here.
Yeah, and we remember that pixel hold going so poorly for J9O, and Shuri punished it on those white windows. So it's good to see that replacement coming through, that extension changing up just a little bit.
Oh, little lineup problems here, gaining the hatches right now. CAG thrown off. That's not a good sign to see. Yeah.
Oh boy.
On the back foot.
This feels like the worst we've seen from CAG this series. They're starting to fall apart in this matchup. They have to find some way to get themselves back in the game. Their captain will be the first to fall here in the 4th quarter. DZ taking that 5-4 lead. Outside the building, DD ended up going down too, just outside of that small bake. So this is going to make things a really tough, really difficult without that twitch.
Yes. Going to the top right now, playing off the C4s here.
Yep.
Walking long bar, they're going to have info on him.
On the top floor, again, it's J9O and Faults. This is going to be Faults holding the position of Cocktail. He's watching for this angle that Chibisu is about to push in from. Holding onto the tarps, that's going to be J9O. The window gets popped open for Faults, so the pressure's coming from multiple different ways, but he knows that this bar is the main position he's going to be worried about. In goes deepest Chibisu, but he loses the fight. What a flick from Faults. Another one with a C4. That's going to make things really awkward now with the 2v4. Main door, in goes Faults. Finds that shot, and Anaton's the last one in the 1v4. He's on the Blackbeard. This team is falling apart in front of our eyes. Iconic. It feels like CAG are just out of gas in this matchup. DarkZero, 60 seconds away from match and series point. Anaton frozen in place and will eat the nitro to end it out. DarkZero, a dominant end to this series. They need one more round.
And I just feel like right there, like your shield needs to be your main pushing power. Because Chibisu walking up the bar alone, they're getting just into these hero modes, these plays. Anaton being slow walked up White Hall. They just need to get into these rounds as a team and just force these fights where they can actually trade. They're just solo walking right now.
CAG have had so many big moments here at the Esports World Cup, Dave. It started back in play-ins when they managed to find that first win in the lower bracket versus King Zero through 3 maps. Then they upset the Brazilians, taking out Los in the lower bracket of Group B. Then they move on to play-ins. They upset Shopify Rebellion, the upset of the tournament so far, taking out one of the favorites from North America and being one of just 2 teams to qualify to the second phase. Then they get a 7-0 victory versus All Gamers. They play so well for almost 3 straight hours against DarkZero, but now it feels like they're out of gas.
But this is what I say when it's a war of attrition, and this is why it really tests your team's fundamentals to make sure you can actually not just last for one map, but last for the whole series. And when you get to the end of the series, you're not splitting apart, you're not breaking down as a team, going through these solo walks. You're finding a way to keep the team play on top. And you can just see the difference here.
Gotta find some way to battle back in this series. It's not over till it's over. This will be CAG's last chance to get themselves a lifeline, to find an attack here on Cafe, to push themselves closer towards that overtime that they are desperate to find. Starting on this final round, Dave, if it's potential to be here, Reading Room bomb site, what do we see?
We have to start now here, okay? Reading, having the double info op coming out, the double denial with the smoke mining, with the smoke Goyo here, the K2 just to slow. You could probably see another tarp parts on. You're going to clearing site Goyos early just for your execute to make that a lot easier at the end of the round. Gridlock coming out to lock off red. The Cat's probably going to use to clear out the tarp side or the C1 extension right now. The Grim's going to be used on the back windows. You've seen him using the Zofia, but the Grim just gives his teammates more info inside that setup here, okay? Killing these initial Frisia walls, okay, they're playing more aggressively, playing off of the Valk info.
I like this.
Yeah, not giving him a ton of space here.
I mean, DZ have really just run a similar strategy now, exactly on this bomb site. They're still trying to stall things out. They're still trying to play with 2 players on this top floor while Paul feeds them some intel.
Gonna go for him.
Newers might have been going for a little bit of a run out there towards Bakery, too. Doesn't get spotted on the cam or find any frags, so that's going to be all okay, but you've got to worry about him down on this bottom floor. There's so many different threats from DZ at this point in the game. Oh, this Nitro, it could be absolutely huge to start things off. Almost eats up Anaton. He's down to 1 HP. They'll spot that on the pulse scanner, of course, knowing that he's going to be still out there.
For the drone hole? Nah.
Almost an opportunity, but they're too smart for that on the side of DarkZero. They're not going to give that up.
They're going basement. They're going to play for the retake. They're going to play for the brown walk-up, maybe even a red flank. The red flank's a little bit harder, though, with the gridlock up. So you're looking for really just to deny the site with the smokes here, with the flames. Put pressure on the vert, and then stop them from getting this pillar plant down here.
Shurip already quite deep, looking towards the Reading bomb site. At the same time, his teammates are getting red over towards the white side. This is going to be really tough now. Shurip deep, so they know he's so deep. They've got the plant started, but Shurip's missing his shots. Shurip's been so good, but they don't know there's a second person just bodied up. Chibisu is also really deep. This won't be expected, but Newers just won't lose a fight. He's able to shut down CAG, and now it's all on DD and Anaton. A good fight upstairs. J9O over-peaking a little bit. Anaton takes him out. DD at the bottom of brown stairs, trying to group up with his teammate. Both are so low on HP. Newers and Faults inside the site. One will fall. Faults the other inside a train, fighting for his life in the 1v2 to win the series, taking down his opponents inside a pillar, just whiffing with the TCSG. These are tough shots to hit, but he's not able to find it for now. Stalls things out into the fire. That's going to deal some damage, but he doesn't quite get the tick. Plant's happening right now. He's trying to get the kill into Anaton, but he just can't get it. Everybody is low in the server. One bullet is all it'll take from anyone. Prone inside of Laundry. Anaton gets the job done and extends this game.
That's ice right there from CAG. Close round right there. Low HP, finding a way. We go deeper into the rabbit hole, Jesse.
I feel like I'm going to pass out in this game, man. It's getting crazy on Cafe.
Oh my gosh.
Just when we think the momentum has swung too far, when DZ feel like they've got too much of a lead, CAG answer back in a nail-biter round.
Going basement here, Jesse. Similar lineup coming out. Gonna hide the echo again probably here. It's all gonna be on the execute. CAG need to find a way just to displace this backside.
I can't believe in this round. I mean, Chibisu's been so good, loses that fight to Newers, and then Newers just doesn't know about the second player still planting. So much going on in these rounds.
Composure right there.
Yeah.
DD with the style across 2, being on 1 HP with a TCSG shitting at you. That takes cojones.
DD putting up the best game of his career back at map number 1 on Lair, absolutely carrying his team. Was a little bit quieter, 3-13 the stat light on Bank, but now has come alive here, 10-8, hitting double digits alongside Shurip. It's been a real team performance from CAG on this final map.
Of course, and that's what you need. That's what's going to elevate you to that next level, being able to find that team play.
Yep.
go.
This lineup's a little bit awkward here. No breaching. Oh, do they reinforce the hatch?
Moving to defuse a bomb.
Surely they've reinforced
take a
the
look?
hatch. Just on the freezer
Thumbs up.
side. There is a bit of a run-out potential too from Jane. I know was threatening something aggressive. The hatch
Yeah.
is reinforced, so
Oh, it's gonna be a difficult round here already. Already on the back foot, CAG.
this is going to be really tough without that. They kind of have to finish Bakery now, right?
Yeah, you really do. But even going into Bakery, going into the DMR, you don't have the Aurora to cut small. You don't have to ace the wall. You're going to be walking through a funnel here, especially with the smoke up. See, hopefully they can make the vert, do some displacement, make that big side end a little bit easier right now.
Feels like it's going to be similar to that previous time we saw the defense where Zach is going to get in on this ram. Kino and Newers both running these impacts to try to shut down that vertical play coming through. They've completely conceded these top two floors.
Jabbing off. This is going to be an interesting one.
I mean, Newers is lurking.
They're going red. They're going
door.
down to red, I'm pretty sure, with no bad. Gotta say.
Yeah, they hopped on in, but they're just going to be clearing out this top floor still.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure that this is clear. We know it is, but they've got to check their corners. One rat play could be the end of their run here at the upper bracket.
It's interesting they gone for this take without the breaching. I think that's just another, just a misjudgment in their lineup calling right now. Ansu gonna hop out here. Gonna leave a drone for the flank. Ooh. Sheep working bait. I mean, this reception side here.
Yep.
Gonna look to take coat, jab off, take coat here. Getting that info.
So many players outside, and keep in mind that there's a lot of stall potential from DZ on this plant. They've got the Toxic Babes, they've got the Ella even if they need to. They've got
Smoke the hall, walk down red here, Jesse.
The Yokais too when they eventually go for this execute. This Bakery push is going to be what it all comes down to. Dave
on echo cam right now.
starting to push back this Kino. He's got to be careful. NGR takes a lot of damage. He will get off of it now. Anaton eats so many bullets. He's just barely staying alive outside this door. NJR finds the opening frag. There goes Chibisu. Might not be impactful for the rest of this series. DD on red is taking so much pressure, but somebody trades back onto Newers. That's going to make it bound down to a 4v4. Newers could maybe get picked up in sight. He is around teammates, but with this vert pressure, you can never be too safe. Lurking around this middle floor, they will be able to get up Newers. Shureef in towards this front door as well. Still a 4v5 favoring DarkZero. They're taking their time to drone this out. They're worried about this clock, but they need to be able to start making some pressure. Jumping into reception. False is ready for it. Takes down Shureef. NJR answer back, but it's all going for DZ. Anaton alone in the 1v4. Can't make it happen. Newers back from the grave will get the final two, and DarkZero qualify to the main stage.
You just see them run out of steam right there.